Let me make sure somebody can unmute themselves. Sorry. Go ahead. You can unmute yourself. Go ahead. Go ahead, Adandimbo.
Ezebineri gwagara na kunana. Chukwu okike ya kpogo. Ezebineri gumu ga gbakọnata. Nna m anyị na-eme ibe isi anyị na-eme ya ka anyị nọ na-eme. Onweghị ibe ọzọ anyị bụ n'obi ahụ njem nwere onwe. Ya ka anyị na-eji jie. Wee na-asị gị ezi Chineke biko bịa ka ị nọnyere anyị. Chụọrọ anyị ka a lawa ajọ mmadụ ahụ kachasị ndị sabo. Ndị si na Biafra ya abịa ndị na-anụ ọgụ niile ebe a na-anụ ka ha wee fụdatị na Biafra ya abịa si Chukwu biko ọgụ ahụgụ nwa ya nụrụ anyị ya gọzie anyị Chineke gọzie ụmụ ife gọzie ụmụ Biafra niile ebe ọnwụ na anyị niile anọ ezi Chineke ma ana m akpọkwa gị n'isi awalida maazị Nnamdị Kanụ Ọhamadike onyere m ihe gbaala m ya ume were dọkịta na-agwọ ya ọya Chineke biko ọkwago ka anyị nwee onye ọzọ otu aka aka na-akpọkwa n'isi ọbata obie udu akọ mmiri na mbiko ihe niile ugoko ọdịnaka anyị eme nke iji nwụrụ mmadụ ma agụ nwa ya eme nke iji wu Chukwu na m ana m asị aka ọwụna ụdọ ọwụna ezumezu ọwụna osi n'enu osi na ọwụ ikwu ọwụ ibe ọwụ onye ọzọkwa anya wụrụ ndị ji ọbata obi eji awalida maazị Nnamdị Kanụ asị m aka ha gbajie asị m tinyere ha ọgbaghara ebe ọbụla ba nọ na tinyere ha ọgbaghara were ọgbaghara tinye n'etiti ya Chineke pịaba m ụtarị mee ka ọkụ gbuo ha na-arụ mee ka ezumezu ha niile ha saa kpọpụtara ya awalida maazị Nnamdị Kanụ n'ọbata obi na m otu a ka si welekwa awa COS wee tinye gị n'aka nna m ọkwago nwa wike yoo onye emekwe nke o ji wụrụ mmadụ n'ọkwago Chukwu na-eme mụọ onye na-enye ike ajọ mmụọ ajọ mmadụ uke mmụọ uke mmadụ ebe ọsọkwa anya si onye ọsọkwa anya wụrụ ọsọkwa wụrụ mụnwa na-eche echiche ọjọọ megide ihe asụ Chineke megide onye ọbụla na-emegide COS ayo ise ọwụrụ mụnwa na-emegide ya emegide m ise onye ọsọkwa ya wụrụ ebe ọsọkwa ma na-agba ije ọ na-agba ya n'elu ọ na-agba ya n'ala ọ na-agba ya n'okwu n'ala ọ na-agba ya n'elu bed asụ Chukwu asụ megide ekwene kaba binye nna m ọbịa onye ọsọ elekwana anya n'ihu emekọ na-ebele alịlị aka weluo mgbe niile ebighị ise maybe you go ya gora ya I like it all right, thank you so much. Welcome, Biafrans. Thank you so much for that wonderful prayer. We thank God for this opportunity to thank our own Obato Obie, His Excellency, the Prime Minister of the United States of Biafra. Anun Kankan. Odagu kalili odagu mua kalili mua Obato Obie uzu aka milio.
base ka anyị nọsị n'elu ihe na mbụ na mbụgodi ihe nchọrọ ime ka Ngozi Ọrabeze mata ya bụ eziokwu ọgbata obi atụkwara ya nga terrorism 6 years terrorism ị nwere idea ada ọgbata obi Simon Ekpa Finland tụrụ ya nga 6 years for terrorism ị nwere idea
okay for editing apụtago
mba ihe na-ekwu ihe dị na news ka nna eme analyze
okay
because enwere ihe some people enwe ha idea ha just na-agba Finland tụrụ ya nga 6 years for terrorism Ngozi Ọrabeze bụ chief of staff Simon Ekpa bụ the chief of terrorism so Ngozi Ọrabeze nwere question to answer because ọma ihe mere ọgbata obi eji were mee terrorism o so were support ọgbata obi na terrorism o mere so ọ bụrụ ọmụnwa bụ lawyer Ngozi Ọrabeze nwere question to answer
yes
because mgbe niile ahụ Simon Ekpa dey terrorize ebe niile ahụ ọ dị eme terrorism ahụ Ngozi
Ọrabeze so ya
kee ihe o mere
and onye nwa Ngozi Ọrabeze na-negotiate ihe that place maka chief of staff
chief of staff to Simon Ekpa who the terrorist atụrụ nga 6 years then Okechukwu Nkere alias Isaiah Anyaogu who the finance minister na-eweta ego Simon Ekpa ji terrorize ndị ọ na-terrorize so which means I been a terrorism case. One person on her carry terrorism thing here like that. One person name in no begin to change no begin with a brave one street but we show them mother I had to way each but the plan terrorist city to a very pen court want to share evidence from everywhere. The chief of staff will be something on I am
yes.
So the court constantly may invite.
Sure.
I'm going to invite a phone number. Yeah, I got for communication. Young one over to be at the plan. I saw the terrorists over to be at them. More results also not over to be a one only make terrorists. Okay, we are Chieko, Simon Ejiheko. Okay, we are take a terrorism. So before I just send the agent metal terrorism, Simon is a terrorist now. Oh, when Catania Simon para before I send the Simon they go to terrorist. And when both of also Simon plan we need that. So Hannah me going Hannah move. If that is what goes around comes around.
Sure.
Simon Simon Ekpa, I can make arrest one by one. They have questions to answer. Because that is how it works. When we put on office now, and when the case is something they do, I got to know like I got to know when I I'm going to Chinese pass release, but I got to know when I gave him about this particular thing. Gave him about a phone, got to your phone. But communication even with that person, say when other people in our plan, because so we is on that terrorism, I had to decide money. So we are here watching them. In the multi-years on them, when the people Ngozi Ọrabeze, also be literate or very educate, according to the information they here in a public data. On a Twitter handle, and not very educate. Here.
So I'm not going to understand. So autokura ka charge one ka one ya ha charge our prime minister. But ọkwa this woman na-apụtakwa na-etikwe a na-egbuchasị ndị be anyị a na-egbuchasị ndị be anyị and ọ nọkwa here confirm or sure na ọbata obi na o wetara all this na liquid charge kwe our deputy DPM nwanyị ka nwanyị the same thing aha. So ọ ka unu wee fụ ya ndị na-achọ ka ha fụ woto ndị chọrọ ịfụ woto. So ọ ka unu wee fụ ya a na-egbuchasị ndị be anyị our land ọnọdụ ọ ka unu wee fụ ya ịdị ihe ndị a na ọ ka unu wee fụ ya ihe ha chọkwara so ndị achọga woto unu hụkwara ya so ha chọkwara ịtagịkwa nwaanyị ka nwaanyị the same tọrọ ndị ise ha tagikwara ha mere ha tagikwara Prime Minister Simon Ekpa ama m unu nwere understand so a na-ebire ihe ya more things na-apụta because of ndị chọrọ woto ndị chọrọ woto akị nụrụ ya unu nụrụ ya now unu nụrụ ya unu nụrụ ihe obi eze kwuru ihe ya unu nụrụ ihe obi eze kwuru ka m repeat ya again
n'elu ihe na mbụ na mbụgodo ihe nchọrọ ime ka Ngozi Orabaeze mata ya bụ eziokwu ọgbata obi
ihe nkwo na-repeat ihe ya maka enwere ndị chọrọ woto enwere ndị chọrọ ka a na-egbu isi ndị amị Naijiria na-emeghị egbughazi ndị amị Naijiria ọ ka unu wee fụ ya ka unu rizinie ya then after egbughechara dekwenu ihe ga na-emenụ these people kwa nakwa this woman na onye ya nwoke Obieze a the same thing na ka ha ga-apụtakwa dịkwa na-emekwa so ọ ka unu jos nọ rizinigodunu ya a na-egbuchasị ndị be anyị enweghị ọ na-epostu enweghị ọ na-eme ihe a ọ ka unu jos nọ rizinie ihe a na ka unu mara how evil these people dị
ka anyị nọzi n'elu ihe na mbụ na mbụgodo ihe nchọrọ ime ka Ngozi Orabaeze mata ya bụ eziokwu ọgbata obi atụkwara nga terorizm 6 years terorizm ị nwere idea ada ọgbata obi Simon Ekpa Finland tụrụ ya nga 6 years for terrorism ị nwere idea
okay for editing up
biko kunu onu down ọfụma maka unu ekunube down list na this thing kunu onu down list na ihe ọfụma unu abịa eche ebe ndị a nwere mind na-eboga ọgbata obi this thing now what of masị nwaanyị ka nwaanyị bebe emewe dịka ihe ọgbata obi emere ende ihe gari wo the result kunu onu down enwere yesterday chefuru m nọ that guy aha bịara here my brother ma saw him na watch here ị chọrọ isi ala anyị nọ na protect ụmụ aja ala ị chọrọ ka protect our land then bịa gecha this thing now gị bịa n'ugwu nwa chọrọ ka protect our land the result of it from these people I just dey now this program I'm gwara unu believe me honest m nọkọta nọ map ọ na mido ya mere ihe aga na-eri di but m ga na-emekwa ekpuchie sure geenụ ntị ndị chọrọ our land that guy bịara yesterday gee dị isi na ịchọrọ our land mgba Simon Ekpa na ya 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 dekwe the result mgba Simon Ekpa na ya dekwe ya Obieze kwuge mgba Simon Ekpa na ya Josu chegodu n'echiche mgbe Simon Ekpa na ya isi mgbe Simon Ekpa na aka amege na zu emege agara ibuga Nnamdi Kanu na Sokoto then the result of it now unu nwakwa na be the result hi Chineke God mama daga your watch gamu amam ye men no abdos no hi dekwe ya mgba Simon Ekpa na ya ndị si dekwe mgba Simon Ekpa dekwe ya Obieze na this evil woman nọ na-ekwuge maka ya mgba Simon Ekpa na ya
ka anyị nọzi n'elu ihe na mbụ na mbụgodo ihe nchọrọ ime ka Ngozi Orabaeze mata ya bụ eziokwu ọgbata obi atụkwara nga terorizm 6 years terorizm ị nwere idea ada ọgbata obi Simon Ekpa Finland tụrụ ya nga 6 years for terrorism ị nwere idea
okay for editing up tago
mba ihe na-ekwu ihe dị na news ka na eme analyze
okay
because enwere ihe some people enweghị idea ha just na-agba pere Finland tụrụ ya nga 6 years for terrorism Ngozi Orabaeze bụ chief of staff of Simon Ekpa bụ the chief of terrorism so Ngozi Orabaeze nwere question to answer because ọma ihe mere ọgbata obi eji were mee terrorism o so were support ọgbata obi na terrorism o mere so ọ bụrụ ọmụnwa bụ lawyer Ngozi Orabaeze nwere question to answer
yeah
unu niile si ekwughe mgba Simon Ekpa na mgba Simon Ekpa na ka ga-emekwa Tụnda ga-agbagbuchu unu niile gbagbuo ụmụ ezinụlọ unu 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 ezinụlọ unu ga-anwụcha ụmụ ọnwụ ike mgbe Simon Ekpa na ya ma gba Simon Ekpa na ya unu niile ga-anwụcha ọnwụ ike ọ ga-adị ezinụlọ mma unu niile ga-anwụcha ọnwụ ike na mgbe Simon Ekpa na ya ka emega ha ka emega ya akwụ na ahụ na dị rizọt ya ekwenụ ihe ada dị ọra mma na obi eze ekwughị maka ya ọ ga-adịrịrị unu niile mma otu ada dọrọ mma famili ya na ọ dịghị ya na mma ọ dịghị ya na ezinụlọ ya na mma obi eze ọ ga-adị gị na ezinụlọ gị mma those useless people chọga mgbe Simon Ekpa na ya ka emega ha ka emega ha bịa dekwenụ ya ọ ga-adịrị unu niile mma unu ahụnụ ya unu ahụnụ ya unu anụnụ ya mgbe Simon Ekpa na ya gbasa I don't know why that guy ọkụkọ mmadụ kwesịrị ibe na platform mo ọkụkọ mmadụ kwesịrị ibe na platform I don't know why no ebusara m gị iwe yesterday mgbe Simon Ekpa na ya mgbe Simon Ekpa ya na ya ala bịa lekwe ihe obi eze ekwuge na ndị ọjọọ Chukwu kpọọ unu niile ọkụ mgbe Simon Ekpa na ya mgbe Simon Ekpa na ya dekwe the result unu nọkọta unu eche ide dekwe ndị kwuge ihe a ma Simon Ekpa dekwe na after ihe niile ewu dekwe ihe ndị a kwuge maka ya
base ka anyị nọzi n'elu ihe na mbụ na mbụgodo ihe m chọrọ ime ka Ngozi Ọrabeze mata ya bụ eziokwu ọgbata obi atụkwara nga terorizm CCS terorizm ị nwere idea ada ọgbata obi Simon Ekpa Finland tụrụ ya nga 6 years for terrorism ị nwere idea
okay for editing ọpụtago
mba ihe na-ekwu ihe dị na news ka nna eme analyze
okay
because enwere ihe some people enwe ha idea ha just na-agba kpere Finland tụrụ ya nga 6 years for terrorism Ngozi Ọrabeze bụ chief of staff Simon Ekpa with the chief of terrorism so Ngozi Ọrabeze nwere question to answer because ọma ihe mere ọgbata obi eji were mee terrorism o so were support ọgbata obi na terrorism o mere so ọ bụrụ mụ bụ lawyer Ngozi Ọrabeze nwere question to answer
yes
because mgbe niile ahụ Simon Ekpa dey terrorize ebe niile ahụ ọ dị-eme terrorism ahụ Ngozi
Ọrabeze so ya
kee ihe o mere
and onye nwa Ngozi Ọrabeze na-negotiate ihe that place maka chief of staff
chief of staff to Simon Ekpa who the terrorist atụrụ nga 6 years then Okechukwu Nkere alias Isaiah Anyaọgụ who the finance minister na-eweta ego Simon Ekpa ji terrorize ndị ọ na-terrorize so which means I been a terrorism case one person and her carry terrorism thing here like that one person na-eme ewu ịnụ ọbịgị nọchi eto anyị nọbịgị iwe ike buru egbe ọ na street gbagbuchiwe ndị mmadụ ịghọtara aha dị kpatara onwe ya iche ebe plan terrorist dị etu a ekpere ikpe na court nwetacha evidence from everywhere the chief of staff nwere something ọma anyị agba ịghọtara
yes
so the court kwesịrị ime invite
o kwesịrị ime invite sure
ọ bụgwala eme invite ekwesịrị etresi phone nọmba ya a ga-afụ communication nyanwa na ọbata obi edere planụ gbasara the terrorist na ọbata obi ede mbe ma ọ bụrụ ọzọ naanị ọbata obi ewe onye na-eme terrorist oge nkere ya ji ego Simon ejighị ego oge nkere ya na-eweta ego eji eme the terrorist so before ya je send ego ahụ eji emeta terrorist Simon eji eme terrorist na o nwere nkata ya na Simon kpara before ya na-ese nke ndị Simon ego ji eme terrorist enweghị mgbe o ji abụsọsọ naanị Simon plan ihe niile a so ha na-emekwa ihe ha na-eme ha marakwa na if that is what goes around comes around
sure
ha na-efiri na Simon Ekpa a ga-eme ya arrest a ga-emekwa ha chejila arrest one by one they have questions to answer because that is how it works onwe mgbe mmadụ ga-abụ ga-anọ n'okwu ọfịs na-arụ ọrụ enwe ụdị kesi dị enwe something dị etu a ga-ajụ onye ọbụla ajụjụ ọ bụrụ na emechaa na ikpeazụ release ego a ga-ajụ onye ọbụla ajụjụ
okwu dị ya
ka ihe ma gbasara this particular thing ka ihe ma gbasara ya ka ejide ya phone gaa through ya phone mara communication ị nwere with that person mara say nwere another people unu na plan kwa somewhere else Kankarekwa on that terrorism ha check the Simon. So we are here watching them. In the multi-years on the Ipu Basara Gozola base, also I be literate or be educated.
Kunu ha na-ekwuge mgba Simon na mgba Simon ya ka meghe unu niile ga-eji ala wee zere mmiri ma ezinụlọ unu ọ ga-adịrị unu na mma. Chukwu ga-akpọta unu niile ọkụ ọ ga-adị ka unu na-ekwu mgba Simon na ya ka meghe ọ ga-adịrị unu na mma ma unu ezinụlọ unu ọmụnwa kwuru ya. Obi adị m mma n'ụtụtụ a tọndọ gbagbuchakwa unu niile mgba Simon na ya unu afụnụ ya na unu afụnụ ya evil people mgba Simon na ya akụna ahụ na the result of it. Ada dị ọra mma na obi eze ji ọnụ ha ekwughị ya ọkwa this evil woman kwa na-ekwuge na nwaanyị ka nwaanyị ọ na-epost ọka unu wee fụ ya tụmara ha afọ juju unu njọ. Chukwu ga-akpọta unu niile ọkụ ma unu ma ezinụlọ unu mgba Simon na ya unu na-ekwughị ya ka meghe unu anya mmanya ga-akọ na ezinụlọ unu. Evil people mgba Simon na ya lekwu ya adadọrọ mmanụ okwu dị ya sure na ọ ya na-negotiate ihe ebe ahụ ọ na-edete lekwu ya but ihe ọ pụta ya na-agwa unu very evil people enwere n'ụwa ọ na-epost n'enu ya nụ n'enu Simon ka o mere emere the result ndị ọjọọ. Evil people ofi akwa.
Hello
ada ndị bụ na ndị egede
nna ọkpa na-ama njijiji n'ala
ọjụ ga na-awarị
ọkpa na-ama njijiji n'ala n'ọnwụ na Biafra sọkọmbụọ na nke a ọnwụ na Biafra mekịta unu sọkọmbụọ achinyere m ụlọ aka
elu bụ na ndị egede adagentị ka ma jụrụ gị ihe agwade early this morning ka onye sịrị ka m jụrụ gị ihe a ga-esi mba na ịtọrọsụrụ ọdịnala nwa nsị gị na ihe eji ekwukwe maka onye abụ na anya anaghị afụ anya amaghị onye ọbụ ịghọtara anya amaghị onye ọbụ and my spirit na-agwa m ọdịnala nwa ọ na-eklem onye abụ DSS agent ka onye abụghị onye Igbo. Ọdịnala nwa abụghị onye Igbo onye na-ekekwe m tikere ya detuo o because onweghị ime ka a full statement ọgwụ onye nọ n'ala Igbo na-eklem ọ nọ n'ala Igbo onweghị ime ka full statement wute asụsụ Igbo. Ị na-aghọta ị na-watch program ya na-ege ntị so mana all this is ọbaghị uru ebe point m nwere ịjụ ya bụ ha na-ekwu this is their charter 27 charter ha na-agụ for primary abụghị m lawyer because ihe ọ na-akọ kịta number one ugodi o nwere red flag first number one red flag o nwegodiri ewu na gọọmenti nyere ọda ọ bụghị na fake gọọmenti original gọọmenti na-agaghị enwe fundraising ọ bụrụ na ya na enweghị nọ n'itra ọ na-ekele mgbe ọ nọ n'itra o kwesịghị broadcast that fundraising that day. Nke a wugodi number one mistake o megodiri first. Then number two mistake o mere kịta ọ na-eme this exposition o wepụtara meseji COAC sendierie 2 messages nke ọ kpọrọ ya nke ọ sị na esendizie nonsense a na nke o sendirie call me COS 2 messages o sendierie mana ya na nwe wepụtara nke former finance minister nwoke Nkede o wepụtara meseji from Nkede nke ahụ bụ number 2 fault o nwegodiri. The number 3 fault o nwere as a media team as a media ọ bụ o claim na ọ bụ media ọrụ ya bụ ịnọ n'itra ọkpọ oge Nkede ya mee interview Biafrans ọnụrụ ajụjụ ọ jụrụ oge Nkede ọkpọ COS o meghị interview etu atọ nke media si wee mee ka ihe nye Biafra United ịkpọ COS mee interview promote Biafran cause ka ihe nyere ya si media and o nwere followers o nwere 130,000 followers ọ na-eklem ka ihe nyere Biafra Unite ịkpọ chief of staff of Biafra government in exile ka m hapụgodi United States of Biafra government in exile chief of staff ya bụ Ngozi Orabueze doctor ka ihe nyere ya anya sị media o nwere media ka ihe nyere ime ịkpọ ya mee interview nụta ihe o kwuru Biafra jụọ ya ajụjụ ya na onwe jụkwa ya ajụjụ dị n'ọkpọ oge nkere interview oge nkere ọpụtakwa gwa Biafrans okwu Biafrans jụọ ya ajụjụ ka ihe a na-akọrọ ihe asị isi enwebụ onye jụrụ oge nkere ajụjụ ha na na-akọ chata ị na-akpọ ị na-ekele ma bụrụ mee lọya ndị mere lọ gara anụ ihe anyị na-ekwu ebe anyị kwujuru ha agwa anyị na ebe anyị kwuru adịghị mma mana as a normal human being as an ordinary person mbụ ihe m na-ajụ bụ ka ọ gụrụ ihe ọ gụrụ kịta charter for prime minister ya gụọra anyị charter chief of staff in the government ihe that charter kwuru for chief of the government then after ọ gụchara that charter for chief of staff in the government ya gụọra anyị in absence ọ bụ na the prime minister anọghị ya and the deputy prime minister when the deputy prime minister in that government ka onye ga-arun the government ọ bụrụ na a ga-emegara appoint anybody ka onye ga-coordinate ihe ka the work of chief of staff in the government and the work of chief of staff in absence of the prime minister. Ihe a simple something about ndị ebe a na-akọrọ anyị amaghị onye spirit. Everybody in the onye ọbụla ga-anụ Biafra ọnụ, you must show your face.
You must show your face. It's a sacrifice.
Before I get into, you must show your face. How come we try to at once? Let us of them come out.
Yes. Now come for the reason why Obato Biejin pocketed this guy in so.
Because all that what spirit go.
That is why Obato Biejin got this guy in so. What teleyaka? Obodiani no the men Okay. Initial time on the claim. All go from all join the Nelly. All support to Nelly. Nelly their time. On about what message you might be about. All join the Nelly with the first of Galan. On the body had a mechanical all join the you do. Monomy no on that ground, look at they disappear. So many attack, disappear. Money must be born for months. Back. Before Ojata support to Aquabatobi, I want to knock over, so can I go do? So that all you're watching has to be affiliated on evil melon. Your coach,
last month, before I got this convention, on the program, program I will be here. Not gonna just start analysis. Okay, boy on a phone.
Yes.
Na PM disappear. There were 2 days. That minute. Okay, boy on a phone. They want to TV program. Yeah, on a live program. But I go send the link. Okay, see, I need 30 minutes. Never on a call. Receive you. I bring okay. When a hotel go, okay, my whole lot. Na hotel ko okay no. Okay, chukwu nkere. When a hotel go be. And when on a hotel katata. Now watch it background here. Go and watch all the whole background. They program. All the different background hotels.
Hey.
All of that send their picture bridge. Send their America on Okaino. Ochelaino na Jamaica.
Oh, na Biafrans banket alo awe me aye.
When
you also me mo na ma solinda.
Device.
Ma solinda. Tu solinda lo reji mo no la na France suike. Umu no he and that will French citizen okwebe. Nne ma anwụ na o nwezighị. Nna m anwụ one.
Adịna ihe na-ekwu.
Ana m ihe na-ekwu.
Cameron go up because can hear very very important. They put me here in the morning in a program. They put me on Twitter this afternoon. The government should not wait. There's no time to waste. As a man when we make an order, the attorney should go direct to court. Court immediately. Let them come. Let them come. Here I was going government kind of we are in government. That is the government. Because they did it when I come here. Onye wana ma ihe ọ ga-akọ ma Biafra Unite ya dị wana court.
Abịa na court.
Ya dị wana court and the court ụlọ America ebe ka akaụntụ dị akaụntụ ọ na-abanye na Nigeria ọnọ akaụntụ mepere na Nigeria akaụntụ ọ dị na Nigeria ụmụ Biafra onye na-enwe unu nsogbu let us see ọ bụ na gọọmenti anyị na-arụ ọrụ tụrụ na ha si na ya abago United States of Biafra. This is the time they will show that in. Nke Nigeria nke aka na-ekwu na akpọrọ ha na Finland ha na-agba ọsọ nke ahụ America ka a na-abịazi akaụntụ na America ka emepere ihe nke ahụ nke emude Nnamdi Kanu nọ na London na-eme broadcast aje kidnap onye na Kenya nke ahụ na America ka ha ga-abịa ebe a orire ga ebe a je meet ha na court let them come ka ha bugodi ebe a biko ka ndị ọzọ nwee ike itinye ọnụ
Nando. Hi. Uno we na even that somebody I like so much. I like this man with hope na onya mmadụ. A man that na ikuku.
Hello?
Hello?
Adadioram.
Onna and the amụma niile ivulu mbacha niile wasị. And the amụma niile ivulu mbacha niile wasị. Because na amụma niile ivulu bụ nwere mgbe ivulu ma afọ na mma nọ na this mess nọ na amụma ịsụ na mma nọ n'elu eluigwe na mụ ya wụ onye ya wụ ịmakwa ebe nkara ịnọ kịta gbanyezie n'anya my condition ebe na amụma gị niile wasị na o nwere eziokwu dị ya nụ isi na mụ nwa wụ ya wụ a great woman the whole world ụwa niile ya amụ maka na-ekwu maka na-esekpuru m na-asọpụrụ m na mụ ya nọ n'elu kacha elu nọ ife ịfụrụ mụ na Carolina Mbeza ya na anaghị awụ na ihe efe anyị ka Chukwu ịbụ na anaghị na ahụ ngụnwa na onwe gụsizi na ndị anọzi n'elu kacha elu na jeje na social media kparị ebe na amụma ga-awụ ọkụ na-asị ka ọwụ
Thank God that
onwekwa mgbe m ji si na nna be anyị ọnwụ na nsịra m amaghị onye wụ ọdịiche ndị amụma niile ivulu mbacha niile wasị because na amụma niile ivulu bụ nwere mgbe ivulu ma afọ mma na mma nọ na this mess nọ na amụma ịsụ na mma nọ n'elu eluigwe na mụ ya wụ onye ya wụ ịmakwa ebe nkara ịnọ kịta gbanyezie n'anya my condition ebe na amụma gị niile wasị na o nwere eziokwu dị ya nụ isi na mụ nwa wụ ya wụ a great woman the whole world ụwa niile ya amụ maka na-ekwu maka na-esekpuru m na-asọpụrụ m na mụ ya nọ n'elu kacha elu nọ ife ịfụrụ mụ na Carolina Mbeza ya na anaghị awụ na ihe efe anyị ka Chukwu ịbụ na anaghị na ahụ ngụnwa na onwe gụsizi na ndị anọzi n'elu kacha elu na jeje na social media kparị ebe na amụma ga-awụ ọkụ na-asị ka ọwụ onwekwa mgbe m ji si na nna be anyị ọnwụ na nsịra m amaghị onye wụ ọdịiche awụna m asị gị na mụ na gị na-abịa ekwu ọdịiche mana ibe isi m na m nwa gị ọfụma isi na m nwa gị ọfụma sị gị na ama akwa gị ọfụma so nna so ndị a na-eje na mmadụ na-ejebe dibịa ma ya wụ dịka ọ na njebe dibịa kịta amala m dibịa ahụ ọfụma maka na ọ gbara ade okwu ade okwu mana before ọ dara ada okwu a Hello? Biko onye ọzọ akpọzikwa na biko onye ọzọ kpọm mee pikzi. Ịghọta achọrọ m ijidere Ngozi Ọlabeze ogwu jidere ya ọfọ. Hello?
Hello, Ada. Ọ sị na ikpukuri ehi iji ọtụ nwụrụ anwụ
Ewu.
egwu ọhịa. Ọ sị ikpukuri ehi. Ọ sị ikpukuri ehi. Ikpukuri ego onye a na-ara n'ime ọhịa. A sị na a na-ara gị n'ime ọhịa. Na a na-ara gị.
I'm gonna be idiot. Even how stupid. Hello? And then your phone no your line and I put
Good morning, ụmụ Chineke. Ele otu unu mere? Ndị eziokwu. Ana m ekele my president Maazị Nnamdi Kanu. Ana m ekele my prime minister Simon Ekpa. Ana m ekele the second citizen, number 3 citizen, nwaanyị ka nwaanyị afọ mụrụ Biafra. Egbe a na-agba n'anyanwụ, mmiri a na-awụ n'okwute. Ana m asị mommy good morning. Ana m ekele the finance minister. Pharmacy Indiana. Ụtụtụ ọma nne. Ana m ekele all the cabinet. Ana m asị ụtụtụ ọma na ụmụ Chineke. Ụtụtụ ọma. Olee otu unu mere? Ana m ekele all the Genu Biafrans at large. Ana m ekele all the Biafran army. Chukwu goziere m unu. Ana m ekele Paul Uzoma. Paul Uzoma say good morning my brother humble Nayon, keep up the good work. All must help Biafra. Humble Nayon o tire Humble Nayon TV o tire account number 3 Biafran TV. Franklin so pure Chukwu and the Ogoro Bank. Here wuri Biafran TV, here bank ya also onye ọbụla chọrọ support ya nọ na this account ka unu ga-eji support ya. Also on account a ka unu ga-eji support ya ri Biafran TV. Account anọ here also ya ka unu ga-eji support ya. The Biafran TV si maka ndị chọrọ support ya na ihe nke ọ na-eme na ọwa akaụntụ nọmba anọghị aka unu ga-eji support ya. Paul also my brother Jisike Biafra nwa Chineke. Okay, nsogbu adị. Okay. No problem. Okay. Okay. Ana m ekene Chuka Francis, ana m ekene Ifeanyi Kizito, ana m ekene onye bụ isi Chinenweze, ana m ekene Chidubem Emmanuel, ana m ekene Chidiebube, ana m ekene Am Special, ana m asị Chukwu gozie unu niile ụmụnne m, Chukwu gozie unu. Ana m ekele asa Tina, asị ụtụtụ ọma nne m, ụtụtụ ọma.
onye gbacha ọsọ ochi ya azụ na-eke onye asịrị wee za atụrụ ọzazikwela aza n'ọnwa ọkwa ibu ka o buru ọ bụ iji ọtụzara aza amamebe ndị WhatsApp grupu ya nọ I don't know where is it ndị WhatsApp grupu gị ya kai television I don't know achọrọ m ka ndị a niile chi ha azụ then come back sọsọ ndị kwechiri n'ada rubbish ọ na-emere fundraising n'isi ada rubbish ya na kele nna television ga join us for we to Sunday ode osi de edebe anyị isi ọcha na France na-ege ntị chere ebe ọ nọ anụmanụ ngwa.
We are the one holding ourselves. Nigeria is already gone. The delegitimized governors are already people of particular concern, PPC. And you know what that means? The world leaders have seen them as people that kill indigenous people, incarcerate them without trial, arrest them for no crime, kill them, harvest them.
Mana gọvanọ ndị otu Ngozi nọ ebe a na-agwa ndị ekwu ndị ya akpọ ime ọrịa jegbu ndị otu Ngozi ọla bụ gworo Fulani na ebe a sị na anyị eji mmadụ wee nye egzampụl n'ụga that ndị otu Ngozi na ebe a na-agwa mmadụ na onye egwu n'ime ụga ụmụ Igbo mụrụ nze mụọ ọzọ. The line is open. Because continue listening to this nonsense. I have taken the point. Nchọrọ pick. Sakwana yokwu ndị ọzọ na-akọzi nonsense. And they send me a group of messages from Donachi. They know no choka mkpọkwole ya echere na ụna aka akpọ na phone.
One horrific video yesterday where I never still believe my eyes. The shock still in my body. President Tinubu, if you no fit resign, I beg, give us regional government. If you no fit give us regional government, divide this country, make command the good.
asked a question about what happened, what did I know during the rendition. That
Mazi ebe a jeje dige ma Kanu nta Kanu wepụta nye ọ na-agbozi ihe olili na achọrọ m ka Ngozi Ala bụ Goro Fulani gee ntị.
Sorry, the thing cut. All protocols.
Ebee ka nwaanyị anọdụ?
Greetings. Admiral State.
Ngozi Ala bụ Goro Fulani. This is the second woman na-akpọ. The other one, man nọ n'ọzọkwa maybe na unu egbuo ne. In case na ya akpọzi gị na a na-akpọzi na a na-akpọ nwaanyị ka ibie na kịta na-ewe ozi nwaanyị ka ibie. So this is another woman. This is another woman.
Ụtụtụ ọma. Ebe n'ụtụtụ abụọ. Ebe ọ bụla onye ọbụla jere ahịa n'ụbọchị taa. Millions. Akpa nke ejupụta n'ihe nwetata. Na Chukwu ka ebe ọma ise. Biko, o nwere n'okwu m chọrọ ikwu. Ọmụnwa bụ nwaanyị Ụmụnze from Nkirisi County. Na okwu gọvanọ etiri m ya ọnụ. Ha ewepụgokwa m na the executive. Ihe njakọrọ ya ụnụ. Ọ na-akịta anyị hụrụ anyị na-eme ihe strọgụla n'ọdụmegwu a. Ụmụakwụkwọ ndị nọ n'akụkụ na-achọ onye ya apụta ha ya akpọrọ. O nwere even self mmadụ a na-akpọ m na fon na-asị m na a ga-esendịrị m link tuturu nya. Mana onye a na-esendịrị m link na ọ dịghị m abịara m ihe link. Abara m onye ahụ mba ọpụ.
Because not actually belong. When people want to belong, I want to belong here, I want to belong here. When Abatobie left us, he left us with one house. He don't left us with a 3 house. So therefore I can never belong with anyone or one.
Okay, now I never me whoop. Ihe chọkwara ịkọrọ n'ụna. Unu wepụcha anyị onye achụkwa onwe unu. Ngozi Arabeze. Ụtụtụ ọma onye isi. Ọ bụ ihe niile gọvanọ kọrọ ka ya listen to. And go ihe na-achịkwata emezi na onye kwuo okwu iwepụ ya. Eziokwu na USB abụ.
Now, concerning also the money paid to his brother in Abuja, Bariso Elzobika, Ngozi should come out and explain to us what she or how many people, because Ngozi Arabeze said that they are a team of about 15 lawyers.
Somebody will be asking me, what is Dr. Ngozi Arabeze doing? She cannot do much. I'm telling you the simple truth.
Okay.
Bro, she cannot do much. You've not been there before.
In River Master, somebody in Nigeria can even Ngozi Arabeze Ngozi can never do much. So you can't do more than a dead rat. I want to check while I back. You can't do much, you can't do nothing. I was also scamming people on social media.
Because she changes the message. Because she changed here, just for you to see her level of education. Because she changed here. Very simple question, very simple answer. But even because she changed here. You are listening to this woman, you are killing yourself. If you just simple message, if you go she change here. Oh, you the mother is to very simple something nowadays, they hard. You see how she changed it. You see how she changed it here. Oh, you the mother is to very simple something. Very simple something. Nowadays, nowadays they hard. You see how she changed it. Very simple something. Nowadays, nowadays they hard. You see how she changed it. You see how she changed it here. Oh, you the mother is to very simple something. You see how she changed it. ifuru ka o si change ya. Ifuru ka o si change ya. So ndị m na-ebu na-eme owu ndị na-listen to this woman. Ndị m na-ebu na-eme. Just say put something in ekwuru the very easy. Ifuru ka o si change ya. Ifuru ka o si change ya.
Zezu ndị mmadụ ochi na scam ndị mmadụ na-anakọta ego nwere ife ọzọ nwere ụlọ ọzọ ihe aba na na-ege ntị again.
You've never been there before.
Ebe a ka ọ tụrụ asị na ọ nọbụ ebe ahụ before kwari na ngozi nwa ndị nonsense na ọrụ dọrọ alụ chief of staff nyanwawu chief of staff na-ege ntị.
If you are there before, you will understand how these things works. She can't get orders like that. She can't take orders to her hands like that.
Yes.
But she's gonna do something, she's doing something, and that is why you see all these.
In Afria, in Yokuru, if you go to Shimenia has explained now, but she did not even say okay, let her correct herself. Or she do okay, let her correct herself. Oh, kunu wefo, kunu mana. On the ha, on a post here, on a post here, on a post here. Una there with it, Joanna Muna Jojo. The Prime Minister Simon Ekpa post the post, and then how far then you know post the yazi. Yeah, but the yawu with their good heart to not about Obi. Oh, kunu wefo. How evil these people did. How evil these people did. How evil these people did. Again, men without TB post where he was one. Because all the near view ego. Idiot.
This noise going on in Nigeria from the US. That is the simple truth. So we need to pray. We need to pray that Simon should be out. And that is why they are hell-bent in bringing back Simon Ekpa. They are using your sister, Bianca Olowo, to continue to write letter. They are using her. I wonder why today Uche Chikanu is no more talking about Simon Ekpa. For the hear Simon Ekpa, maybe now she don't realize it. Stop. We're going to release Simon. We are going to release him now in the canon. Simon Ekpa must go. He must go. They must kill him. They must destroy him. They must repatriate him. Imagine. Biafrans. That is why sometimes when I look at this God, I say, this man is strong. Biafrans, do you know that if Simon was extradited to Nigeria,
they couldn't know how fast and clever this idiot today. Very fast and clever. Now we're very smart man. Very smart. Now goes on.
Umunnem, unu hụrụ egwu nwaanyị agbara yesterday. Unu hụrụ egwu nwaanyị agbara today. Ọ nụrụ na ọbata obi atụọ ya nka. Unu nụrụ ya. Unu hụrụ egwu ọgbara. Mgbe ahụ ọ dị very happy because ọ mama na Prime Minister Simon Ekpa pụta now. Ihe ndị omega na social media na ọ ga na-eme ya. Small money ọgbara ga na ọ ga-agbara gị ya. Ọ na-azị nnọọ ekpere ya wụ nnọọ ka Bianca succeed but ekpere ya ya awụ ọkụ. Ekpere ya aya awụ ọkụ. Ọhịa ka ọ na-amaghị. Ekpere ya aya awụ ọkụ. Ọ na-echefu ihe our Prime Minister mmeri ya. Ọ na-echefu ya echefu. Akwa obere ọ dị ka akwa Izik ibere. Akwa nwaanyị abere. Akwa obere ka m gwa unu ya ka m wetara unu ya ka unu hụ ya. Because of akwa obere o ji ya kpọgide ọbata obi ya si ọ chọọ dị anything ga-eme ka ọbata obi ya pụta. Unu egekweni unu hụ ihe ọ na-eme unu efi ide nnọọ na osikwu ya n'obi. Ọ dị happy nnọọ ọ chọọ ka ọbata obi because ọ ma na ọbata obi pụta now. Ya ndị omega na ọ ga na-emezi again. This small man ọbịa na-agbara aga now. ọ ga na-agbatazi ya again ọkụ ya anyụọ final so ya mere na ọ dị happy. Unu hụrụ egwu ọgbara enweghị gasị ọfụghị egwu ọgbara. Unu hụrụ egwu ọgbara egwu ọ na-agba kemgbe nne chiri mụọ ya. An evil person. Unu kwesịrị ịma how evil nwaanyị a dị. Check am unu ya ka unu ha ihe otu o si dịrị happy. 1 minute. Nwaanyị na-ewere ọbata obi iwe because of akwa obere na town hall. O jiri ndị family ya kpọọ family ya asị kpọọ nne ya ụmụsara ụmụ abụọ. Imagine mmadụ at least na enwe onye ọ ga-awụ ebe ọ kpekwa ihe mmadụ ha mere gị ebe ndị mụsara nwaanyị ụmụ abụọ nwaanyị ebido zụwa nwa gị were kwado because of the ụmụ aha ịmụrụ hapụrụ mmadụ ha gị were because of the ụmụ ịmụrụ hapụrụ mmadụ ha nwee ndidi mmanya erighị ihe ọ kpatara to the young this useless woman. Her mother did not eat anything from her. Oh, Mazi not here herself. Mazi yetun 1 minute ndewo Mazi the Biafran TV ndewo tutu ọma.
Thank you.
Amadim na ibet na self. Kam ji these people ndị mmadụ how bitter dị nwaanyị a dị for ọbata obie because of ihe ọbata obi ọ ya mere o ji na-achọ ka ọbata obie si ya o jee nga. Maka ndị mmadụ na-echefukarị. Our people na-echefukarị all the time our people na-echefu.
Only thing you know is to foment trouble and bring distraction into what we're doing. We're not going to have your time. And for that reason, from tonight, every Biafra Republic government in exile affiliated media personnel and media team, henceforth, you are banned from talking about anybody in Biafra struggle.
Oh, mama, no, but to be put a hand now. Okay,
Adam Kwan, Amana Hasrike. But to be a big anyway. Since yesterday night, Obiade Mumma Snamagwag. But to be a put in my life everything that is a struggle. A struggle I know here. Ijiwe put na struggle everything. No one of the well which in I go one no make well idea. But to be I didn't make it because na in name will be Africa in Emilia. And a memo to see where you know be about to be because one of wait Dibia na struggle Ijiwe maybe he name I won't support. That is what Jaunfo on your owner. That Oyagoja Unfo no one against the struggle. Oh no, natural. It bring in a medal. And my the mad against that person. Mana in a modern still say now come as a sabo. Or now from Nandi up to something. I don't understand. Why would you did you do not have for do not suffer and really that this is struggle.
If you have
understand.
If you have genuine
Oponine and they can have more as a sabo or need up to something. But to be just check good. Imagine this kind of thing. Now fully woman put that ready before I channel television or YouTube pota ipesrima nanda ready.
Okay, fool.
Sigi hapo kamana menya. Just happen with jiwe bena this struggle ya more jiwe ziten. Kamana fa made this thing. Enough for come as a sabo. Yesterday when they make program name anon na yo this thing that we na
na Telegram. Still in case he send a message. Man, he sent a message. He just said, Dela Ajele. Ajele call me after I meet at the program. Oh, but to be a big cool. One on window na strong right way. Maybe a strong ground. He support her to the end. Emale Bensi Webia. Emakwa no mo na edumu no.
Enwe mmụọ
Abatobia.
enwe mmụọ na-ebu sabo.
Afunu mo no. Ya meye uta mo si we direct.
If nano sabo.
I want to sabo Abatobia just to come to help you.
Sabo ki wo.
Just to come to help. So help you kaji webia.
Una afune ya.
But he said, listen for this kind of intimidation. When even many said it for jail, but no straight to talk to me. You need easy try jail. Baba to be a for not an even now struggle. None but the outside because ever met this you as a lemmy. It's missing I goes a lemmy. It's missing and do no man I will let me because of all this is but to be a take good in the end. Take a good to no come away. See where feel up.
Ụmụnne ọkụ unu wee fụ nwaanyị a were akwa obere now join the kọta ya with akwa nke obere n'isi ọfịa. Nwaanyị a tara agbụpụ n'ezinụlọ ya na-enweghị ihe ga-emenụ ụkwụ ya kpọta n'ụlọ ahụ again. Na-enwekwa ihe ga-emenụ sweat ya afụfụ ọtara ọ ga-etinye n'ụlọ ahụ. Na-enweghị ga-eme na afụfụ ọtara ya mme ya. Imagine nwaanyị mụsara mme ya ụmụ abụọ bastard ọmụrụ nwaanyị na nwoke. Mme ya zụgidere ụmụazị ahụ nwụọ ọ dọtaghị be dị nne ya. So ya ka ị ga-eji amata onye na-ekwu na ife ụtụ si dịrị happy ọchọ dị ka ọ bata obi pụta ọ sị ya jee nga n'omena appeal because of akwa obere and ihe ahụ ide akwa obere mgbe a pịara ihe na town hall n'isi ofia. So kaknet ya na ya ekele m gị onye eziokwu ana m asị gị ụtụtụ ọma asị m Chukwu oke ebe ma ya ọ gbaa gị ume duo gị odo otu i mere handsome man.
Mazombo Lion, good morning from here. I salute you. I greet you in a special way. Yeah, I want to start from this video. Emma, this is where the hatred on Mazi, Simon, and Ngozo Rabezes begins from.
Yes.
Because Abato be a record here. Ngozo Rabezes play out. This is where this hatred started. And that is why she
this one you can play it out to. Not this one. This one or Jay, they were put this one.
Yes. Okay. So every weird never told you and wherever we are no way be that against Abatobia. Or Sam from the phone, but sell but nothing book with record doya.
Yeah.
But you put it outside. All that is ever about young on Abatobia, your second short, yes, no Jalenga, but terrorism. Oh, by when you're big. There is you and another better no more. Oji Brungozora Fulani, Ngozara Bugor, Ngozara Udisivo, Nangozara, what the point of Batobia, the Beku, then I can go to Arabez. To prove to you, name what you have a Tobia and a record, Ngozara Amor and a meeting.
Yes.
Anonymia. To prove they own a demand pest after Onya, and Opronia, Sonia, Nazo. And all the seven is commanded now every down thing. Except no one got the best separate, not shock anybody, man. All you negotiate. Then, and we enter Hamana. We are past that stage, but let me just refresh one thing. Pastor Obieze, do you see how stupid you are? I want to ask you, Obieze, mgbe mere Mazi Nnamdi Kanu first arrest in Lagos, which is my far arrest. And when any executive of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu arrest because of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu arrest. So fast as they kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, as they kidnap him, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they kidnap him from Kenya, bring him back to Nigeria. And when the Chike does him arrest, and because of Nachike does both second in person, second in command to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and when we charge here and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu the same thing.
Nothing.
I don't know where these people are too hypocrites and too lazy to adjust to the rating. And because of your aim, your hatred, if you ask Obieze in question, what did Ngozi did to you personal? Nothing. It's because of maybe a woman on a video call. Go on.
The problem, amatara Ngozi, osi na eme ngwa eme no dachi na osu ye oge kere to court. So omehia oya wiwe Obieze. Yo potasi na hia wo hia wiwe onwu ha ni yo onwu immediately. Oge chesi ka the motor suzo accidental hit and run.
Accidental discharge. Yes.
Yes.
The thing they want onye ọbụla na-wepụta onwe ya na-egosi onwe na-egosi ihe ịbụ. And we are watching, we are seeing everything is playing out. We are just watching it and seeing it and be waiting for all of them to fool themselves, because finally, had I know, we come at last. And the one thing about this life is that truth comes at last. The same way had I know comes at last.
Yes.
Ndị be anyị okwu si na ọ na-eme buru ndụ ali ọnwụ. Anyị echefuo na agbasa ọsọ na ya agụ mile.
Sure.
Ada echefuokwana na ọ bụ onye buru ụzọ bido ịgba ọsọ na ebu ụzọ agbakarị n'ọsọ. That is for them. I leave it for them there. Going into what brings us here today is very important for us to know where we are. Yeah, go on. 1
minute biko iwe ịma ihe a nwaanyị ashawa nwaanyị asa ọsọ nọ n'ogogo ọsọ na ọwụ dị sọ n'ime ọhịa sef ka a nọ anya na enwere ebe a na-akpọ ogogo na maka ebe ogogo na ebe ahụ atọkasịrị. Biko ụmụ Biafra, onye mụ na ya nọ ya awụ Ri Biafran TV onye eziokwu, onye Chineke na-wepụtara anyị mgbe Ugo nọkọtara n'ọbịa ezi onwe ya na ọwụ an idiot. Chineke na-abịa were Ri Biafran TV were chụọ anyị mma. Ọ na-aga deep na-edigite history be na-enye anyị, and kemgbe aha thousands of Biafra enwere mgbanwe. Ndị chọrọ woto ha bịa sị oh biko nụ woto na ọrụ na onwe unu biko ka ha sowezie nwaanyị ka nwaanyị wit otu o ji pen and paper na-emegi ya. Onye mere ya dị otu aha Ri Biafran TV. Many life agbanwogo because of Ri Biafran TV. So me subscribe to Ri Biafran TV biko gị kawa ahụ. And ọkwa ihe ụlọ akụ ya dị ihe biko ịchọkwa support ya ka o nweta gadget so that ya na TV ya na-eshow otu aka m si na-eshow yi, then gị support ya with this account nọ here. Oya nwa account nọ here biko ka ị na-eme ya ka Chukwu ya gozi gị. Ngị si wepụta Chukwu ya gozi gị, enyeghachi gị mmaji pụrụ mmaji ya ka m na-adọ n'isi unu. Maazị Chukwu gozie gị. Thank you. I'm very happy to have you here this morning. Ndewo buru anyị gawa onye Ndewo.
This is when Obi Nwanne deviated, starts talking, and I try to caution him, try to bring him to in order. He refused. I leave him, and this is the platform that my voice was being heard, and this will give me courage to move on. That is why.
Believe me, sorry for the interrupting. The way you always sleep in that Obi Nwanne platform, I can never forget it. Even there is time that people are telling that I was passing by. Somebody said that it's like Mom goes. He said, "Where have you been? We have not been hearing your voice. What happened? You said that your phone is bad." In my mind, I said, how can this person always be in this person's platform, talking good in his platform? It cannot even help him, even if it's a money, how much to use and get or fix his phone. I believe this is what I said though. That time, I said, how can this person be like this? Somebody that you always on his platform. Does it mean that because I know that guy is making money on his platform that time, but that is how human being, their own heart is.
No, let him go. The only thing that there's one thing I believe that delay is not denial.
Sure.
Destiny can be delayed, but it can be denied. And not from Obi-Wan. Do you know that because of the way I left Nigeria, because of my life was on the line, I have to leave without preparing.
Child.
I called Chiamaka Ajere when I was in his platform always. Chiamaka Ajere, I want to join to open this social media. that Obatobie told me so that my voice need to be coming out to talk to Biafra, that I am in and out of the movement, so that I should. So I called Chiamaka Ajere. I said, Chiamaka, please help me. That was after 8 months of my traveling. You know how you be now when you travel other 8 months. I said, let me open YouTube. Chiamaka Ajere told me that he doesn't have one eye to give. But I was in the problem of Chiamaka Ajere. Chiamaka Ajere raised 120,000, sent someone to buy a phone. But me, who is his brother, who maybe because of, I see, is it because of, oh, in this one I'm doing, I never make money from YouTube, or maybe because of the money they are making, they thought that all of us want to come and make the money with them, or maybe you come and drag followers. That's why he doesn't want.
If my man, I'm quite hard that they want to be making a YouTube self. How much I'm not to ask you? If yesterday, EJ Greta sent me $20 here. Hi. Say send the banana, give me a receive for you. Or some weapon the super chat. No, now come on, dear. So, but I believe more than I pay the okay. The money I will get it. Biafra, I'm gonna have to make. I believe the thing. I'm not going to get share. Since I have my God.
That is why you were on your one name go na YouTube and special handway support of a guy. Just how the state is like given a super. If she make that for just anything that willingly. I got into the page that okay. But that is why now I present the account. I want anybody who wants to support me to look into this account. Franklin Sopruchuku. In here about Ela Bank. Franklin Sopruchuku Oji. This is a name. If you want to support me, this is where you can, in any country you are. This is the account you can use to put money for me. It will reach my hand, then the movement will continue. If you want to support. Mazi Humble Lion, we are into endpoint of the movement. And into this endpoint of the movement, a lot. You remember my word on your page, I said always in your platform, I said a lot is happening, but a lot is about to happen. And have you prepared yourself about those a lot that is going to happen more? And this is endpoint. We are into, there is 2 endpoints in this movement. One endpoint is declaration that ends agitation. The last endpoint is declaration that will give us recognition. This is our 2 endpoints that we are into. We have achieved one. Anything agitation, any group today you are talking against. We are declaring the of Biafra. The world, the international global community said, we are seeing you as a puppet. We are seeing you as terror. We are seeing you as a toy. We are seeing you as a rebel in the midst of your people. That that is them that are the one that put the law of declaration of a new country. That they also know that once a new country is being declared, that people are going to deviate. When you deviated, calling Ngozi Orabu Fulani, let me tell them one thing. Ngozi Orabu Fulani is inside Google. Go to Google, type Dr. Ngozi Orabu, her name will come out. As I'm talking to right,
you guys say, go to Google and type your mom name, your mommy. Oh, my mother, okay, no, you're not Saturday.
I don't know, man.
Okay,
Google.
My mother. Type it,
just type it on Google. Once you type Ngozi Orabu, people tell na Google, Dr. Ngozi Orabu live in America. Obubu trego location yourself. I think that is easy. Obubu very quickly type Dr. Ngozi Orabu, Deputy Prime Minister of United States of Biafra. It's here in bracket USB or plug every down thing about this woman. And let me tell them, the Ngozi Orabu Fulani, nobody knows how Ngozi Orabu Fulani. It doesn't hold water. It's only hold water between you and your gullible. And when one Nigeria was involved, not now one Nigeria was being sanctioned and put on the death sentence in America, that had been abandoned, but Nigeria has been banned. That wasn't enough. Before the banning of Nigeria, they are into CPC, a country of particular concern. They are into the already before it's happened. So tell me, that is how Chukwuka is doing his own thing. Is to prove to the world. Nobody we arrest Ngozi Orabu because the only people that has right to come and talk Ngozi Orabu this and that is only Nigeria today. Can you present Nigeria to America? Who is that person? God has silenced and destroyed all of you, but you never knew that God had destroyed and silenced all of you. There's one thing they said. They said in this one, in the history, that when a woman is leading a movement of freedom fighting, that it lasts long, but it survives because it's hardly to arrest them. But a man in the battlefield, a man is like someone who is in the battlefield. You can take off immediately on that battlefield and win him. They're easy to arrest men, but very hard to arrest women. This is a history of the world that we all need to know. Today, I want us to tell Obieze, there is no amount of it cannot do her any harm, because Nigeria, you are hoping to come and arrest Ngozi Arabeze, has been banned in America. You are Nigeria, US trying to get Nigeria to come into. Nigeria is a particular concern. And let me tell you, Obieze, go and check in America. Dr. Ngozi Arabeze is number second of those that work to put Nigeria on a particular concern. Do you know about that? That's why I asked them. Type Washington DC. Type Ngozi Arabeze. What is Ngozi Arabeze doing in Washington DC? Go and type and find out. They will give you her set of her hospital. Give you issue of Biafra. Is there? Type Washington. Just type on your phone. Washington DC, then type Dr. Ngozi Arabeze. What is he doing on behalf of Biafra in America? When they go, okay, when they come, yesterday, tears of joy roll in me when I find a document in America, what the government is doing in America. Details of that. I now believe that I'm going back to Biafra land very soon. This one has done every work. Every paperwork, every movement of Biafra in my country, the United Biafra government with the cabinet member, they have achieved everything. They have seized everywhere. They are on top of every game. This is pure truth, I'm telling you. I'm going to yesterday in my page. That is from my program I did yesterday. The achievement of United States of Biafra in Washington DC in America, in the whole world. That is the program I discussed yesterday on my page. Those who followed me will confirm yes. Everybody was happy. Yesterday was the second time I received highest call in my program because of what I am playing out and people are hearing. What the government is doing in America. Mazi Humble Lion, I said, we are going home. We are going home.
Mazi, I told me now they are now. Mazi put a happen on the mother again, not be hope on Google 247 no. And then get not today. I don't want now that. Go ahead.
Has the way of doing something, and there is no way we can't take Dodo. That's why if anybody is saying something, I would say let all the tents go to Chukwuka because he has his way of doing something. Now, when you go to Nigeria passport, Nigeria, America has finally been banned in America. Dr. Ngozi Arabeze is in the third position in America. Who make it possible?
Nemo, my mother.
They don't know why. If you're not a politician, you cannot lead the movement of a new country. They do not understand it. They thought it's just about making story, making mouth. No. As I'm talking to you, and that's why I told them, type Washington, D.C. What is Dr. Ngozi Arabeze is doing in America in the name of United States of Biafra? One day, ego chaifi bakwa in tears of joy. Go on.
Mazi. Believe me, I know Biafra. I ain't got booking on Biafra. I ain't got booking.
No, not too much.
Believe me. I want not to make pronounce na one yana anymore here. Now I got na Biafra. A prosecutor in France. Now I got na Biafra. Now di omega. No one to contact na Biafra. For what do you want to get with the history need that? Mazi, believe me. Oh, because my own state. Okigwe.
Yeah, Master, I want us to start this morning in the history first. I want us to start with the UN adopted charter always. I want us to read this charter today very well. When under UN charter, Article 2, bracket 4, adopted charter for a new country with no more armed struggle, no more woto. So you will see what UN presents, why, and also in the beginning, you will hear a history of countries that have achieved their country without military, without woto, and how it went. That is where we are starting right now. Because of those that are looking for, hey, what is the Ngozi Rebeze doing? Ngozi Rebeze stand on the existing protocol, on the law of the international community, like people of Costa Rica, people of Panama, people of Iceland. These three countries on the in the present new model of UN Charter adopted was those that achieved their country without no gun and bullets. Nothing like that. That is when the adopted charter starts working. So without saying, I don't like to say what I don't have evidence. Let us listen to the UN Charter.
I believe you.
Let us read. We are reading today UN Charter, Article 2, bracket 4 in general. That is where we are reading today. When we move here, we will read the right of self-defense, Article 51 of the UN Charter, and the requirement of the stakeholder for those who are looking for woto. Number 4 that we use to conclude this particular article is note on armed struggle no more. That is where we are going this morning. So let us pay attention, my people. So you will know that your government is on the right track. At this new modern fighting for a new country is no longer needed. So listen to this.
Under the United Nations Charter, there is no legal requirement for a country to have a military to be recognized as a sovereign state. In fact, many countries such as Costa Rica, Panama, and Iceland operate without a standing army and rely on international law and diplomatic alliances for their security. Here is how the UN Charter and Article 2.4 apply to a new country without an army. 1.
Without
protection under Article 2.4. Article 2.4 is often called the cornerstone of the UN Charter. It states, all members shall refrain in their international relations from the threat or use of force against the territorial integrity or political independence of any state. Sovereign equality. This protection applies to all states, whether they have 1 million soldiers or none at all. A country's right to exist and be free from invasion is not dependent on its might or ability to fight back. Legal shield. For an armyless country, Article 2.4 acts as its primary legal shield. Any attack on such a country is a clear violation of international law, triggering potential intervention by the UN Security Council. 2. The right to self-defense. Article 51. Even without an army, a country still possesses the inherent right of self-defense under Article 51. Individual self-defense. A country can use its police or internal security forces to defend itself. Collective self-defense. This is crucial for countries without armies. They can enter into treaties with other nations or regional blocs, like NATO or the Rio Treaty, that agree to defend them if they are attacked. 3. Requirements for statehood. To be a country in the eyes of international law, specifically the Montevideo Convention, which the UN follows, you only need 4 things. 1. A permanent population. 2. A defined territory. 3. A government. 4. The capacity to enter into relations with other states. A military is not on this list. As long as your new country has a functioning government that can manage its own affairs and talk to other nations, it is a valid state. John Armstrong. If you were referring to Hamilton Fish Armstrong, the influential editor of Foreign Affairs who helped shape the UN Charter, he was a strong advocate for collective security. His philosophy was that the world should move away from individual countries needing massive armies and instead rely on a central police power, the UN, to keep the peace. Would you like me to help you draft a statement of neutrality or a section of a constitution for this new country that officially renounces a standing army?
I hope you listen here. Now we are going to do proper in-depth analysis, inch by inch, in this particular UN Charter for those who are looking for woto. And for those who are, because of they are not seeing woto, they are no longer supporting United States of Biafra because of the ones the time is no longer needed. The time we are into prohibit anybody to use military, to use armed struggle, to seek for what? A new country independence. They said that the UN adopted that prohibits it, that they don't need it anymore. That it has caused many problems. Many people has been arrested, put in prison because of the armed struggle. And you dare not, for them as UN, that when they come, they will look at the territorial integrity of that country. That is why Nigeria can have power after kidnapping our president, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to sentence him to life in prison because of it is the internal affair under territorial integrity of Nigeria that the world values so much. Now, they give you soft-landed for you to not to be arrested. That is what our DPM adopted. She is not only the one here. Costa Rica has adopted this and they work for them. Palam adopted it to work for them. What of Iceland? They adopted these three countries in their regime, adopted this new UN charter adopted. That is why they are come today. Now we are moving inch by inch for people to understand why you must come now to support the government to use pen and paper, political, diplomatic, legal, international pressure. These are 4 things that after declaration proving that you are a sovereign state, that the world are looking from United States of Biafra government to implement. They don't need to implement gun and bullets, armed struggle. No, they need to implement diplomatic 1, legal 2, international political pressure 3, and number 4, peace movement, pen and paper. These are 4 criteria you have to achieve, you have to follow after the declaration of a new country. If you are not following it, the world will come for you. And they said that you are violating United Nations Charter rules and guide, that the United Nations now will arrest you in this 21st century. Is no longer that way. They said that the era of the colonial master is over. Nobody will use gun and bullets anymore to get new country that they will not support, that they will see as somebody who is committing violence, and they will arrest you by themselves, put you in prison, and bury you in order. So let us now go into we play, we pause, we explain.
Under the United Nations Charter, there is no legal requirement for a country to have a military to be recognized as a sovereign state. In fact, many countries such as Costa Rica, Panama, and Iceland operate without a standing army and rely on international law and diplomatic alliances for their security.
Now, under the United Nations Charter, there is no longer requirement for a country to have military to be recognized as a sovereign state. Because of now, you are seeing a Biafra Liberation Army, na fanaku woto for that they are sovereign state. As you know, there is no longer. This is UN adopted charter. Article 2 in bracket 4 is what we are explaining. We are going to explain it very deep for those who has ear, who really want Biafra to become a nation to understand, if they will understand though. If not that they use envy and jealousness, deviate from the truth and start lying in a broad new day for history to repeat on their head one after the other. Now, listen to this. In fact, many countries such as Costa Rica, Panama, and Iceland operate, get international recognition without armed struggle. They depend on international law, diplomatic alliance for their recognition, also for their security. The country we mentioned here is 3, and that's not the many more. They only choose 3. Because they even have choose one. They say, is it not only this one? When people that are bearing witness is 1, 2, 3, are you not okay with that? When people are coming to be a witness on one thing, today, Costa Rica, Panama, Iceland has bear the witness. So if you are calling USB, we are declared to go into armed struggle, nothing is happening in our land. When they in the ban, the world sees you as a fool, as a buffoon. That is who you are. They don't even care about what you're saying. The action, their eyes is on the United States of Biafra government, of the cabinet member, what they are doing, not what you are saying in social media. Now, going forward, us saying that the people of Costa Rica, Panama, and Iceland, they operate to achieve their recognition after their declaration without no sound of gun and bullet, no military attack anywhere. They did not even showcase anything military outside at all. Even this one, our DPM even showed about on our Independence Day that Biafra, we have military. It doesn't need it at all. But she did it because of those that contributing money. Because our people want urgent miracle. They want evidence that are going to put them in trouble, not our DPM. She does not need to represent army that day, but she did to prove to us that the money we are contributing in every state, there is a job that the money is doing. That is only reason why she has to do that. And I am happy that she presented them without any gun and bullets in their hand. That is another place that she moved fast more than any other thing. That is where she makes me very proud when I did not see them proving on air. This is what you are looking. Go and do it by yourself. Recruit your own men, do it on your name. Not to go to Arabese. Not to use cabinets. That is not why we make our declaration. Our declaration is out of legal that a new sovereign state has emerged under the international law. That's what it is. Now, let us go in.
Here is how the UN Charter and Article 2.4 apply to a new country without an army. 1.
Here is how the UN Charter and Article 2(4) apply to a new country without army. A new country without what? Without army. Or a new country with a military. Is what he said. No. A new country without army. Let us continue.
Protection under Article 2.4. Article 2.4 is often called the cornerstone of the UN Charter. It states,
this Article 2, this adopted article of the UN, is a cornerstone. You know, when they said this is the most important article of the UN Charter that controls the world that we're into right now, that this UN Charter, the cornerstone of the UN Charter, and its states, and every state, whether old or new. Remember, they said here is how the UN Charter, Article 2(4), apply to a new country without showing armed struggle. Now, listen to what they said here.
All members shall refrain in their international relations from the threat or use of force against the territorial integrity or political independence of any state.
Now, all members shall refer into international relation from the threat of using of force against the territorial integrity of political independence of any state, any new country, any country in the world, that they did no longer need it. That is why this time around, if any country goes into war, you will see UN, they will rush it to put ceasefire. That they do not want you to attack another country. They do not want any country to attack any other person. Stay in your lane, in your threat, while I stay in my border. That is what they are proving to us. That they do not need anybody to use armed force to claim that he wants what? A new country. Whether under external secession of remedial of independent new country, that they do not want the United States of Biafra to use gun and bullet to face Nigerian government anymore. They did not know it at all. They said no, that the UN Charter prohibits it at this 21st century, that things has changed. Because, you know, in 1960, 1990, time of the Great Britain and their colonial master era, the way we have system now, is it the way we have system then? The way we have phone in our hand, is it the way we have phone now? The issue is this. One thing that is constant in life is changing. Things are changing every time. And you must adapt it to the new changes of the world and what they're representing to us. These are the areas that need our attention under this UN Charter. Remember, all members shall refrain in their international relation from the threat of use force to achieve any new country because of territorial integrity, that nobody, political independency of any state, should use force against anyone in this 21st century to acquire or a movement of a new independent country, whether declared or not declared, that you must stop it. That you have to use what? Listen.
Sovereign equality. This protection applies to all states, whether they have 1 million soldiers or none at all. A country's right to exist and be free from invasion is not dependent on its might or ability to fight back. Legal shield.
Do you hear that? Sovereign what? Quality. This protection apply to all old and new and incoming, all old, new and incoming states, whether they have a millions of soldiers or none at all, that you should not use armed struggle to fight for have a new independent country. A country right to exist and be free from the invasion or looking for international recognition or after declaration without military ability or fighting back. Rather, legal shield. Listen.
For an armyless country, Article 2.4 acts as its primary legal shield. Any attack on such a country is a clear violation of international law, triggering potential intervention by the UN Security Council.
Yes. This is what they want us to do. Legal shield. For any amnesty country, whether old, new, or incoming, Article 2 in bracket 4 act as the primary legal shield that you don't need it. And because of you are not using armed struggle, does not mean that after your declaration that you are not a sovereign state. It does not mean that after declaration that you are not a country. And because of it does not have army, it will not stop you from seeking and getting international recognition or to the extent of becoming a member of the UN. That it does not stop. That they have prohibited us that we have declared our country over a year right now to use armed struggle. They said no. That we are not that they don't need it anymore in our hand to use it this time around. That the time is over. That we have to imply legal shield, amnesty at all time is what they are preaching right now to every individual. Number 2.
2. The right to self-defense. Article 51. Even without an army, a country still possesses the inherent right of self-defense under Article 51. Individual self-defense.
We are taking it gradually, so you may understand. Number 2, the right of self-defense, Article 51. Even without army, a country still possesses the inherent right of self-determination under Article 51 of the UN Charter, adopted, the new adopted UN Charter that they are using in this 21st century for a new country to emerge. Whether army, that army, because of army, could not stop you from inheriting the right of self-determination, external remedial succession of a new country. When you have facing all manner of abuse of rights, inhuman treatment, kidnapping, denying you important position in the present country. Once the people have the mind to come together, they said, in any organization that have been used, registered to fight to become a new country under protest, under agitation, that they are going to do what? Once they make a declaration of their new country, they become a sovereign state to use legal shield, legal, diplomatic, political, political pressure to push, to secure their international recognition, alliance with other countries, without armed struggle, without you who believe in Wotu. That is why I'm telling you that we did not need it this time around for us to achieve a peaceful country that's seeking international recognition, to prove to the world how peaceful we are, that we are not violent people anymore, like many countries did in the past. They give us, for example, countries, Costa Rica, Panama, Iceland. These are countries that achieved recognition after their declaration without armed struggle. That is why we are calling on you to make sure that you join United States of Biafra movement to achieve international recognition without gun and bullet, that we, this time around, can easily help us to do what? Achieve our country peacefully. And also, if you followed me in my page in the morning, when I discussed the history of Namibia, which, if time permits us, we are coming there this evening, you will see how Namibia, because of dropping armed struggle, 6 months before the declaration, they declare, after their declaration, only 1 month passed them by. The other second month, they achieved their international recognition because of what? Dropping armed struggle. Let's continue. Now, on the right of the individuals into the movement of having a new country, let us see what God is giving us there, if it is the right of the people. Now, individual self-defense is different from external remedial succession of having a new country. It is not the same thing. It is a different ball game. Now, listen how it is different for here. How you can use police to protect yourself when you have this problem. Individual self-defense. A country can use its police or internal security force to defend under self-determination. This is what they are looking for us to do. And the way it is a time like this that we all need to understand that we are on this class of external self-determination without armed struggle. If you are looking for armed struggle, please, you can go in your name, start it on your own, because you are a human being. You are not a ghost. The Ngozorabes and the government is the one a human being. If you want to prove that you are not a ghost, if you want to prove that you are not afraid of your life, or you know that you can take the power, maybe use your family member to form your military. Give them gun and bullets. So let them start fighting for you. Let us where you will end, because we must learn a lesson. Now, going forward, listen.
A country can use its police or internal security forces to defend itself. Collective self-defense. This is crucial for countries without armies. They can enter into treaties with other nations or regional blocs, like NATO or the Rio Treaty, that agree to defend them if they are attacked.
Do you hear that? Now that we have declared our country, let's assume there is no even military in our land. They told us where we have to go. UN direct us that we should go to where? This is a crucial from a countries without armed struggle to seek for independence of their new country. They can enter into treaties with other nations or ringna bloc like NATO or the RICO treaties. The US government can join NATO because of what? When we said that we don't want army, we want to do it in our own way as a bloody civilian. The only option we have is to go and push to get NATO recognition and become a member of the NATO. From being a member of the NATO, if Nigeria attacking our territory, NATO will give order to use their own military to come and attack Nigeria back and defend our life for us. This is what UN is telling us. And you know that UN controls the world. Whether you like it or not, they are the world power. When it's come to issue of law that guides countries and organizations, you can't do without them. Now, let us continue.
3. Requirements for statehood.
Statehood means requirement to be a sovereign nation. Requirement for a statehood, in other way English, is all about to be a new nation. Requirement. Listen, into this requirement, if you find woto on it, for those who are looking for woto. That is why I decided to take my time out to bring the total UN Charter out for you to read, so you can be able to understand. Listen to this.
A country in the eyes of international law, specifically the Montevideo Convention, which the UN follows, you only need 4 things. 1. A permanent population. 2. A defined territory. 3. A government. 4. The capacity to enter into relations with other states.
Are you hearing it? Do you hear gun here out of these 4 criteria? Do you hear military here? Do you hear police here? That is that the game has changed. Mgbe anyị pere mpe, o nwee egwu anyị na-agụsị ego egwu ọfụ apụtala, gbaa mbọ ka ịmụta ka esi agba ya, na ọ bụrụkwa na ịmụta ya na ị ga-anọkwa n'azụ ndị mụta egwu a na-agba. Now, the world has changed the movement of when it was in the time of the era of the colonial masters and change it now. They said there is no longer anything like colonial time again, that the movement has changed, that you must use pen and paper, diplomatic, legal, political, for you to achieve a new country. Declaration after declaration, for you to become a member of the UN, you must drop armed struggle. For you to get recognition from every other state that are going to recognize you as a declared independent sovereign state, that you have to stop armed struggle. This is what the world is bringing to us. This is what the world are telling Biafra government, and I want to tell you openly that your government has adopted this law. That is why you are not seeing anywhere. No, it's no longer in that era. The era has gone. The era has gone. And let me tell you, there is no amount of your sabotage. There is no amount of you are wasting your time. Rather, you are making her more popular. And I wish you can call her. Please call it the way it is. Call it Dr. Ngozi Arabeze Fulani. So the world will go and start to know if it is the Fulani, because her name is in the archive. Her name is in the Google. Her name is in any platform you can use to research today. Type on YouTube and see Dr. Ngozi Arabeze. Type it there so you can. There is nothing like Fulani there. The world will see you as one mugu, one bonzo. You have big head without nothing inside. And when I was in school, no big head have ever taken first in the class, even 10 position. The man who live in Spain, who cannot his entire life bring up a Tobia for town hall meeting for one throughout all the 3 years of Tobia, and he claimed he loves Biafra. Don't give us an account. We go 247. How much have you contributed in the movement of Biafra? How much? I challenge you, go 247, that if you bring the seat of 10,000 I will bring 20. I will bring 5 receipts to prove that I am supporting. That's why I have a YouTube page. We go 247. How much you contributed of going to Finland? How much? You for the flight of going, how much do you contributed? Coming back, how much? For the hotel, how much? For the food, how much? Even a common case, court case, you run away. And you come out to talk trash on social media. That is why you are Eve, Madam Eve, Dr. Age deceived you. Like the way Eve deceived Adam in the Garden of Eden. You become a deceiver. Who deceived that man? Maybe he lied. Maybe there's any other thing you are not telling us. Because I remember my question to you, go 247. I asked you go 247. Now that you are Madam Dr. Agi, who gave you information that you told us Ngozi Arabeze to give you as the office of deputy secretary or deputy information minister, or whatever I can call it, and she told you that, and now she has resigned. Are you going to resign? Maz humble, and what was answer of go 247? I hope he said no in that meeting.
Yes, he said no.
Today, what is Dr. Agi? What is go 247? It's not the same resign. Did our DPM, did the University of Biafra sack any of them? The answer is no. Birds of the same feather must flock together. I leave it there for them. Now, look at it here. Requirement for a stakehold for you to become a new country. To be a new country in the eyes of international law. To be a new country in the eyes of the international law. Specifically, the Montevideo Convention that works with the UN Charter follows. This is how this law works together. You can't do without this one coming in. He now told us, you only need 4 things. When you get these 4 things, what do you need again? You now start legal movement, political, alliance, and diplomatic. These are 4 things. that you need to do. Once you have achieved what? Number one, a permanent population of people living in Biafra territory. Today, do we not have a population living in Biafra territory? We have them, you can say. A defined territory, the 40 states that's made up of University of Biafra, which Dr. Ngozi Orebeze has registered officially in America that we have 40 states that's made up of United States of Biafra. A government by Dr. Ngozi Orebeze, a government that is effective, if they may ask you that you are not seeing the work of the government of the United States of Biafra, you may not, but I am seeing. What are the works? They are here doing all the diplomatic work for you, going legal for Mazin Simon Epa, presenting ID card for you, telling you are about your passport very soon, presenting your currency for you, and every many other things that are within, that are inclusive inside a government that is effective, proving, conducting election in Biafra. And you know that it's your job, is that? It's also proof that it's an effective government who can conduct election peacefully without gun and bullet, without police coming there with gun or no military. Number four, the capacity to enter into relation with other states. If you are not a state, you can never be recognized by any state in the world. You must be an existing state before you can go. I won't go into much details because we are going to use Namibia and Algeria to explain this Article 4 of Montevideo Convention, the capacity to enter into relation with other states. Let's continue.
A military is not on this list. As long as your new country has a functioning government that can manage its own affairs and talk to other nations, it is a valid state.
Hey, a military is not in the list of you becoming a sovereign state under the international law. Military is not. As long as your new country has an functioning government that can manage its own affairs and talk to other nations, it's valued as a new state. It's valued as what? As a new state. Without military, like what our government is doing, the world has valued Biafra, USB, as a new state that lack recognition, seeking for it, and we got it. By next year, you are shame, and the more harm than good you do to yourself will become a hadino to you. Number 4.
4. Note on Armstrong. If you were referring to Hamilton Fish Armstrong, the influential editor of Foreign Affairs who helped shape the UN Charter, he was a strong advocate for collective security. His philosophy was that the world should move away from individual countries needing massive armies and instead rely on a central police power, the UN, to keep the peace.
Do you hear it? UN said that for a new country to emerge, that you don't need armed struggle, nothing like military carrying out weapon, shooting anymore, that they prohibit it under their law, that if they catches you, that them UN will help the present country that you are fighting to arrest all your leaders and put them in prison. That is why nobody will arrest Ngozi Orebeze today. This is Maz Humble Lion. This is UN Charter. This is the law that the USB has adopted. You remember one of our DPM fundraisers when I asked her a question and she asked me, are you inside the government? I am not inside the government. I am not a member of the government, but I do my findings by myself. So know the right thing that the government is doing. If I'm on the right track, that is all I'm doing. I am not a member of the government. I am not, but I take my time to try to know my government, why I have to support this government and why I have to love the government. When after reading all these things, I said, oh, the government are too smart. They understand the game of the world, that I must put my face to support this government. That is why you see me on social media all the time, to try to let my people know that the University of Biafra government are doing the rightful. This is number one, what I have to present to Biafran people. Mazambla, you can ship your opinion before we go into second article of the program.
Onye m chọrọ ikwu na Obieze akwa ya onwe efe ịbata bịa ekwu okwu akwa ga-enye ya chance because enwe ihe ọ na-emeghị understand.
Put link. Biafrans are free to enter. They can talk now. Then when we go into second one, we mute the link. So you can put the link. Let Biafrans come in and come and say their mind.
Okay. Obieze ịnụ na nị ya dị na here. Enwe ihe aha na-edistọp ga-enwe woto ahụ ịnụ na nị ya anụ. Obieze nekwe ndị nke nọ here. Ị nwere ike ịbịa. Bebe ajụ ajụjụ ahụ. Ọwụ abịa enwere ihe ị na-arụtụ aka. Enwere ihe ị nọ na-eritụ aka. Achọrọ m ikwu gị. Obieze nekwe ndị nke. Bata. Maazị Chukwu gozie gị. Enwere onye dere kọmentị here m chọrọ ịgụpụta sef.
Okay, go on.
Ọ sị na ọ wụ am special. Am special no ende kọmentị ya sorry. Am special. Also based on what you are reading, which is very old. If I said God will punish UN workers, go no. Also go no. Knowing this their law and kept quiet on the evil happening in Nigeria. Then you obviously President Trump speak up against it. Biafran, please speak. Biafran, support our government that we are near go. Okay, that we are nearly going home quickly. There will be no following that we made this law. They are not the same causing where war everywhere. Okay, that's the UN, not the UN made the law, but now they are the ones causing wars everywhere. All the armed struggle, armed special, and they put it in. Also,
because UN bring in
those
who want to Islamize their fellow human being into their movement. That is why they are causing this problem. Those that want to Islamize are the one causing this problem.
Enwere Maazị Aka onye wetara. Maazị Aka onye wetara ụtụtụ ọma. Go ahead, Biafrans are listening. Aka onye wetara dịka ọ nọ na zoo network a na-ekwu ihe. Maazị Aka onye wetara, go ahead and talk to Biafrans. You have Amamu, how many minutes enwere ike inye ha Maazị?
Let us, the first person should go with the 5 minutes, others should go with the 3 minutes, so we can be able to go into the next.
You have 5 minutes to talk to Biafran. Aka onye wetara.
Okay, yeah. Good morning to everybody in the house. Ndewo Maazị Chino. I only have two things to say. Number one, we kelegi. Na you're na mbaila rahula nke mbaila hila platform obi nwanne. Need buy into the idea maybe because I remember soliciting for lectures, teachings like this. That I said then that I discovered a majority of the people, even people on the media, are not in depth. They do not have the in-depth knowledge of here. So this morning can because as now one thing, okay, second thing, bunti agwara onokwara. Sebe noro kakudo si kele eziokwu le kwugoro okwu le mme ndị dịbụ confused ka ha maa na this ọgụ nwere onwe ihe need to be defined the onwe gị i define ya gị were gị pụtazie chọbazie ndị na-eme ihe ahụ ikwu And either define the corner with greed, envy, or jealousy. Define there unbiasedly. This time I know now, which is 21st century, trading the trend of things because all you been here now. Pulling out this article they go now, maintain and confirm that my statement. Even more could I've not gone this far. But look at it today. As now can they quack it back all kind of oh yeah, the balance. Oh, thank you so much. Then another thing let me can correct yeah. If I'm popular say when you were not kind. So yeah, humble like really cool gadget then. One minute. Mụ na obi nwanne adị ekuzi enwere ihe ekele nna kwuru mbọchị o mee m pụta ebe a kwuo ihe mere o ji ka mụ na ya ga-ekwuli adịm etu ala mụ na ya na-ese okwu but onu anyị nọ ihe anyị na-eme na ọgwụgwụrụ onwe a bụ ikwu eziokwu mgbe ị na-ekwu okwu gajet mụ alesokwa mgbe ị nọkọta da akwụsịrị njụkwa ya jụọ ya sị m ya nwa bụ onye gwara m na nọmba 1 na ị na-enwe ishu n'obodo ị batara ọfụrụ n'ọkụ o si adị sekọndịrị na nwa foonu iji eme ihe gara mebie na mbọsị ọbụla ị batara bụ mbọsị i burụtara foonu mmadụ ọ bụ na foonu ahụ adịghị na ịda aga n'ihi ị gwara ya and aga m ala nkekwa ka ị confirm mụọ ya ebe a n'ihi ugbo nke ahụ adị the second point there bụ na achọrọ m ka maazị Humble Lion retrieve okwu ahụ o kwuru obi nwanne asat den I don't know when we take on YouTube, but because of our contribution and personal interaction, I learned after the program. Oh, but I'm not saying it. I'm not defend there or I'm happy defend. They could be him their way of as at that moment. All complained several times to me that not only young when they go to the phone because all the serious challenges la Germany or no, but that. So, continue go. Ihe m na-ekwu bụ ihe ọ gwara m. And I didn't ekwu ya mmadụ dị enwe ndị na-ekwu ọzọ eme ọzọ. So m ga-like because ọ ya bụ ihe m na-eme nlayọkwala platform ele nna. Ka na time abụzi time anyị gara akọ onye ọbụla na-eme nke o mere ya nke o mere dịrị ya ya mebe nke o mere. Onye gbakọtara ọsọ tọn ọsọ na onye ya na agba ọsọ n'isi na onye ala esizi ka mmụọ bụ nwa asị na ị na-esi ka mmụọ ihe ị na-emezi bụ itọpụ gị anọsọ nke gị gbaghara onye a maka onye ahụ i were mma bupụ gị isi ọ bụkwa nne nọ n'azụ ike ijide so na obi nwanne na-enwe serious problem that time onwe ihe ọjọọ o mere but ihe o mere mekwugo m ya na platform elenna mụ na ya kwugidere anyị na-akpa onwe anyị na akọrọ onwe anyị echọkwa ejuta mmadụ question juta kpata mmadụ isi ihe onye akọwara gị ọpụta one day si m onwe ihe mere na si m ihe njide akpọgbu ya bụ maka na ya nọ n'obodo oyibo na ya mara ka anyị si eme and n'ihu Chukwu na ihu mmadụ ihe mụ na ya ji ekwu bụ na anyị na-ekwu okwu nwere onwe echenubere m na because of na ọ n'obodo oyibo ka m na-ekwu ka m siri ekwu so that uru echikwere maka no this is the narrative or scenario all these people lagharị point today believe na onye ha mere ịpụta because m na mfụkebe eziokwu kwuo nke ya edoghị m anya emechie m ọnụ and ama m ka esi akọ mmadụ ibe m ọnụ but because of this thing in the today, whether I'm on a go, magazine did a program, I'm back on you with no get a lot of area. I will know Diego, I can't see Maria then. Oh, you go to the phone because not one, not twice, don't complain the same one. Diego, go there. No, I am here who Yamia Kuna, many of our people in Morongo, add the whole genuine. But now I ain't going to go. As in, some other things I can't get because based on ammonia with personal discussion on a platform. He will do, but I don't think he has that time. That is the two thing I want to check.
Ndewo, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Maazị onye aka onye wetara. Chukwu gozie ga anyị nọrọ ọfụma. Enwe onye ọbụla ka ọ dị izi ihe kwuru eziokwu. Ndewo, thank you. Eji m ohere a na-anabata ije the minista. Nne, ndewo, ụtụtụ ọma, nwanne, ụtụtụ ọma, ụtụtụ ọma, ụtụtụ ọma. Gbapụ ya ọsọ with your 5 minutes.
ụtụtụ ọma, ụmụ Biafra, ụtụtụ ọma. Real Television, thank you so much for your teaching. Let me just start from our brother that just finished. I don't know. Ọ bụrụ na obi nwanne gwara gị na ọ bụrụ na ya nwere ego na ọ gara ịzụ that phone, you are not the right person ọ ga-awụ. Ọ bụrụ na ọ gwara nwanne anyị nwoke rịọrọ ya ihe si ya na enweghị ego, nwanne anyị will not come here and say what he said. So for him not going to him to tell him and ya bịawa to you bịa gwaba gị na ọ bụrụ na ya nwere ego, okwu dịziri Chineke ikpe ikpe, my dear brother. Onwe onye wuchi ibe ya wa na-eme ntụgharị. Now, our brother, I want to challenge you. Those sentences our brother Nagu very well. First, ask him. No one na UN.
Okay, come on, here.
No one na UN man. That this very law no guru okuha. Ke hawa no we had the sign ya. Why did they keep quiet on what was going on? They were in that. I don't have three things in Chori contribute. Why did they keep quiet on what was going on in Nigeria until Donald Trump raised a voice? All of them in Europe, all of them, they knew they are part of the game. And this is their own law. They wrote it because they don't consult Africa when they do anything. They wrote it. They bring to Africans to sign. Those that will sign without reading, they don't even know what they signed. Why did they keep quiet today? So I said, if I ask God to punish them, will somebody say that I spoke wrong? That one is one. Number two, there was something you said about territory and why our leader is being held. So I also made a comment there. I said, does that justify Omotosho having law to do what he did when we know that there's no law backing him? Because there's something you said about arms smuggling and territorial integrity that gave Nigeria the hand to do what they did to Mazin Namdekan. So I now ask you, are you now saying that based on this thing you read now, that Nigeria will keep Bidaka, which there is none, and internationally has said it? Number three now, what did I remember now? Number three. Now. Okay, let me leave this one. If I remember the other one, I will also call him. Thank you so much.
Okay. The thing is, you know, there is things in our own way. We look at it, this is where it is, and this is where it is not. When it's come to the international community, their observance and the way they reason is not the way I reason. What I bring out here is how they reason. Let me use what Omotosho said to back it up. Omotosho said that international law will not tell them what they will do in Nigeria. Why? Who are those in the international law? And these UN members, they are all countries. They're made up of all countries in the world that are into UN. All of them sign agreement. Do not violate my territorial integrity when something is happening inside our territorial integrity. Because of this territorial integrity, that is why we lose Biafran war. The truth cannot work. Because that is why when Sweden, when Norway, even Brazil come to ask what is going on here, London precisely went ahead and tell all of these three countries, or even France, when Ojukwu refused to agree with France, I am going to give you oil for you to be in charge of the oil in Biafra land. France walked away in that agreement. Then Britain, precisely London, in 1967 to 1970, told these three countries, please leave us alone. We are in charge. This is a country that we gave freedom. What is happening to them is under their territorial integrity. Forget about the Biafra of a thing. It cannot exist. Sweden go back in the history. Norway go back in the history. The other countries, all of them disappeared. That is why nobody, no country to intervene in the Biafran war. Now, Nigeria has started committing crime from day one. And because of their members of the UN, their money is working for them. If it is not true, believe you me, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because of level that Nigeria used to brought him in, is not supposed to be there under 3 months or even a day. Once it's been official that Nigeria kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, bring him back to Nigeria. Now, that is why sometimes I will be angry against Kenya. Nigeria destroyed their territorial integrity and stop in there, pick up a person who traveled, who is inside their country without their law. What are they doing? Now, Kenya is on their own. Nigeria is on the level of they protect their territorial integrity. If anybody want to intervene in the question of people right now, if you don't, we will arrest you. Agora had the UN charter. They told you that they prefer territorial integrity to be strong and be won more than anything that will break the territorial integrity. That's what I'm sure we tell that Nigeria law supersede international law because it's in their threat.
Okay, thank you. Okay, supersede international law that they signed and they agreed on. Now, let me now leave Nigeria. Now, UN severally has told Nigeria on the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and Nigeria seemed adamant. Does it now mean that Nigeria is more powerful than the whole world? UN is United Nations, even if it is United Intercontinental, but they call it United Nations. We take it like that. Then does it mean that this single terrorist called Nigeria government, they are stronger than them? If UN don't have any interest, knowing the record of UN in Africa, how they have been caught stealing resources in the name that they are helping for war. What do you have to say about that?
Now, what I have to say about this particular area, that is why I told you that Nigerian money is working for them. That is where Donald Trump justify what I'm saying now, that every member of the UN is corrupt. There's something that Donald Trump did 2 days ago to back it up. That is why he's withdrawing all the ambassadors, over 29 country ambassadors that UN was that they are not representing the interest of the truth in Nigeria. It's withdrawal of them back this time.
In the world in general, not only in Nigeria, UN should be abolished. Now, I remember the last thing I said, based on this very point I gave, and you now mentioned about that we have, which is true, the right to enter NATO and everything. Where see council can society. Na chukwu na aju ihe ọjọọ na anyị ga-eso ndị na-egbu anyị. Anyị na-arụ ụlọ, isi anyị zuru oke. Anyị esoro ebe anyị bi. Ebe anyị si wee bịa bụ Africa. Udo dịrị unu.
Thank you. That is why you will quote under maybe if you choose to enter, but because I know that if the government said that going to enter into tomorrow, what I will be firing will not be is going to be worse than that thing, because I know that this is a and so that is why I said this. They said maybe if you feel like you need security, that you can come, but being that we understand the stand of NATO and those NATO work with, we totally deviated from going. But what I read out is what they put for us as an option.
I agree with you, my dear brother. Thank you. I just want to make my own point. As we are talking, that there is a voice and there is a head listening very well, attentively to what you are saying. God bless you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. EJ, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Mazi, go ahead.
Now, I think no other person, right?
No other person.
Okay. Now we are going to the history of Namibia and what happened in Namibia, for us to copy it and look at ourselves and the way we are right now to see the similar thing that has happened before happening right now, and for us to use it to ask questions, to answer those are confused, and those continuously using the name Bridge, claiming what they are not, and those claiming IPOB. That is why we are going to go into this program, this session 2 of the program. As I begin, I will first told you what I ask, that they give me an answer what I'm looking for. My question is, before the declaration of the Namibia independence with government in exile, did they control their territory 80, 20, 100, 1% before they become a sovereign nation that got recognition? This is my question, and listen to what they answer to me.
To answer your question directly, no, they did not continue to use SWAPO as the primary entity for international recognition. Once Namibia declared independence on March 21, 1990, the focus shifted immediately from seeking recognition for a liberation movement, SWAPO, to establishing and gaining recognition for the sovereign state of the Republic of Namibia.
Sorry, let me rephrase. This one is the one I ask about them. Like, we as the Biafran people, when we said we are in Bridge as organization where we are, before we went to Finland and make our declaration, after Namibia use SWAPO, Southwest Africa Post Organization, to make their declaration, did they fall back after the declaration and still stand that their name that they are going to use to get recognition for Namibia is still under the SWAPO, which is Southwest Africa Post Organization? Do they continue using it? That is the question I asked here. Look at what they give to me. To answer your question directly, no. After their declaration, they did not continue using the name of the organization called SWAPO, like Mazi Simon Ebanjoko, the Prime Minister, registering Bridge government in exile as a structure we use to work together. So went to Finland and make our official declaration. Namibia, did they, after the declaration in 1990, March 21, 1990, did they continue to be answering using anywhere they go, and said that they are going to be under Southwest Africa People Organization to achieve recognition for Namibia? Did the answer to answer your question directly in the history of Namibia? No. The Namibia did not continue to use SWAPO as the primary entity for international recognition. Why I brought this program back is that in Mazi Kai platform, a man was there today for over 2 hours when they fall back talking trash, and some IPOB who will come, they will stay in the body of this fallback and CRC trying to do damage control. So they said here that the Namibia did not continue to use SWAPO as the primary entity for international recognition. Once Namibia make a declaration of their independence on March 21st, 1990, the force shifted immediately by asking for recognition in the name Namibia Republic. To establish and gain international recognition for the sovereign state of Republic of Namibia. After their declaration, they removed themselves they stopped using this name that people of Namibia used to travel to Angola. People of Namibia, the government in exile, traveled to Angola to make declaration that Namibia is a country. But when they were going, they are all going with name of that organization called SWAPO. You know how they spell this bridge and they have shoulders high when they are spelling it for us, as if we don't know the meaning. So when all of them traveling for the declaration, they went with this name. When they are coming back, after standing in a hall, make a declaration of Namibia in Angola, they all dropped the name called South West Africa People's Organization. They drop it and come back with the name Sovereign State of the Republic of Namibia. And on this name, they put in their document, on this name that the lobby who represent them use to achieve their recognition. That is why I asked this question. If a child is being born, their parents, for how many years are they waiting to give the child the name that the name will be? Lion. If a child is being born in Biafra land,
yes,
what are the criteria to give a child the name in Biafra land?
7 days, then a day before that. Some of them, I prepare you got the name, I prepare once the baby was born, then
okay. Now, if they want to write that baby's name that the mother gave birth to, what was the first name they are going to write? Is it the surname or the baby name?
No, the baby name first.
The baby name first, right?
Yes.
Now, for moving for a new country, that after declaration, the new country becomes a new baby. So are you going to start using the surname of the father to be calling this new baby? Or instead of calling the baby, when the baby never even know this is my name, and you are using the baby's name and calling, why can't in the history becomes that you will start calling the baby the surname of the family until the baby grows 20 years, when everybody will know him, then will start changing the name? Why don't you use your family's name, the son of the family first, to register in everything about this child? And when this child grows, people start asking you, what is the name? Okay, I want to know her name or his name. You now said, okay, the name is Ebuka. It's no longer Biafra as the surname. Do you understand it? That is why our people need to think, to understand.
No, thank you. Amụọ nwa n'ala Igbo before enye afa 8 days a ga-eji bie ya ugwu. Ihe a na-akpọ ya bụ tata.
Okay.
Tata ka a na-akpọ ya until enye ya afa. Ihe ha na afa ahụ tata esizie. That is our own. Thank you.
Yeah. And that is also for those who believe in tradition, because in this 21st century of all these new Christian movements, before you give a child birth, you already give the child the name already inside the womb. These are changes of the world, and nobody will deny it. But when it's come to the culture, who we are, this is
exactly true.
So that is the way also it did happen for a new country. Once you make declaration of a new country, you start using the name, start answering that name. That is the name that the world will be calling you, and that is the name they will recognize you as a new country. Nothing different. That is the history of Namibia. That is why I am taking my time to go into many country history to pick up the one that is happening on our own exactly. If you look at what people of Namibia did, and what our DPM or what the current members of the USB, the ones who will come back, as example like Adaije, is there anything different from their own here? Is there anything different? The answer is no. Now, let's continue. Let me play it without saying a word for you to get the exact point of what the people did. Then after that, we'll come back to our explanation.
Here is the breakdown of how that transition worked. 1. The shift from movement to state. Before 1990, the United Nations General Assembly recognized SWAPO as the sole and authentic representative of the Namibian people. This was a unique status because, legally, the UN considered South Africa's occupation of Namibia illegal. SWAPO acted as a government in exile and held observer status at the UN. However, upon independence, the Republic of Namibia was established as a legal state under international law. SWAPO transitioned from a liberation movement into a political party that won the first democratic elections. The international community began recognizing the Namibian government, not the party, as the official authority. 2. Immediate international recognition. The transition happened very quickly. Because the independence process was supervised by the United Nations, under Resolution 435, recognition was almost automatic. UN membership. Namibia became the 160th member of the United Nations on April 23, 1990, just 1 month after independence. Diplomatic missions. Countries that previously supported SWAPO, like Cuba, the Soviet Union, and Zambia, immediately converted their party-to-party offices into official state-to-state embassies. Western recognition. Countries that had been hesitant to recognize SWAPO during the Cold War due to its socialist ties immediately recognized the Republic of Namibia because of its new democratic constitution. Comparison of status. Feature. Pre-independence, 1960 to 1989. Post-independence, 1990, present. Primary entity, SWAPO, Liberation Movement. Republic of Namibia, sovereign state. UN status, permanent observer. Full member state. International goal. End South African occupation. Economic development and regional diplomacy. Legal authority. Council for Namibia, UN/SWAPO. The Namibian Constitution. Summary. While SWAPO remained the dominant political force and has governed Namibia since independence, the brand used for international relations became the Republic of Namibia. The state took over all seats in international organizations, UN, OAU, African Union, Commonwealth, that were previously held or sought by SWAPO.
I hope you okay, DJ, you listen, right? Are you very close? Okay, let us continue before.
Yes, my dear brother.
I hope you had it clearly.
Okay.
I hope you had this reading clearly. Because I want people to understand the confusion they are creating in your brain, or you know it all. But because of your personal hatred on somebody that you don't even know, somebody that has never done anything to you, you decide to be making mockery of yourself and decide to be fleeing yourself social media and also doing yourself more harm than good. That is why I bring the history of Namibia to you, so you can come and listen how Namibia transitioned from SWAPO to into after their declaration on March 21, 1990, how they stopped and moved into using Namibia to lobby. The name Namibia is what they use, not Brigi, not SWAPO. This is what they are using to lobby to get recognition for people for Namibia to become a sovereign state. They did not do that, but rather they stopped using the name Namibia, transition from name Namibia Liberation to into the declaration that leads to a country called Republic of Namibia. Now, there is country that refuse to come close to SWAPO. Once they make the declaration, those people that refuse to come close now come close, because out of declaration is to proving that the problem between South Africa and Namibia has finally become external, no longer internal affair. And because of it is external, UN was be able to come in when UN has never corrupt to this stage they are today. That is why they can come in immediately to ask what is the problem, and they supervise it. After the declaration of Namibia, they come in. Or after the declaration, 1 month of the declaration, because in the follow past history, Namibia dropped out struggle under 6 months before they went into declaration. of Namibia as a country. Now, when Namibia becomes fully country after the declaration, UN come quickly because of what? Stopping armed struggle under 6 months before the declaration of Namibia as a country. Once they declared, UN rushed in, helped them to seek for international recognition. And what happened? They succeeded in getting the recognition in the name Namibia, not in the name Southwest Africa People's Organization. When there was answering, when they registered it, some people used to recognize it. Like when Obato Obie is here with us, there is content Obato Obie goes into to talk to them about Biafra. That time, so they officially registered, and some country know about Bridge government in exile. The same way had it here today that many countries knows about SWAPO, Southwest Africa People's Organization. They know it very well. And what happened? They stand with them, giving them little support until they make the official declaration. That is why after the official declaration, it takes Namibia only 1 month. There is something that leads to that 1 month, because in 6 months before their declaration, they stop armed struggle. They stop it and be peacefully waiting for the declaration. So because of the UNC or saw that 6 months intervention of going into the declaration, they are no longer into armed struggle. It triggers UN to come quickly to even recognize them, and they also push for others to get recognition. That is why after this Namibia and Algeria case, they adopted the new UN Charter, because Algeria, Namibia, Costa Rica, Panama, and Iceland has proved that you can achieve a new country without showing military in at all in anything that you are doing. That is why they quickly adopted this UN Charter Article 2 in bracket 4. No more armed struggle. That is what helped Namibia to achieve quick, they call it automatic recognition. Is what Namibia was the most fastest country in the history of the world that got recognition under 1 month. No other country in the world achieved it. What of America? After 1 year and 6 months. What of Algeria? After confirmed duration of the going to 5 years before they can be able to achieve the recognition. They are the one that even come closer. Then what of those Costa Ricas and them? They are almost also under 3, 4, 5 months. Under 3 or 5 months, they grab their international recognition because of what? There is no bye anywhere. That is what they grab it. Going back to Namibia Republic that we're discussing about using official registered. Let me give you an example. If people of IPOB has common sense of how to declare a new country, if IPOB, with the activities of the protest of we all in the past, that was the one that made this declaration, believe you me, because IPOB was well established in the eyes of the international community. They know about it. Because of they know, that is why they did not tag IPOB except in Nigeria. In any country in Africa, did not tag IPOB terrorist group. In the continent of the entire, both Europe and Asia, there is no way, because they are well known. Like when you mention SWAPO of people of Namibia organization that work very hard for them to achieve Namibia as a country. If IPOB make a declaration, if they understand, or if they could have allowed Obato Obie, Simon Ekpa and Joko to work together with them to bring this idea, believe me, by now, we could have achieved our official recognition, because of the example of Namibia proves otherwise to that. The example of what happened to Namibia is maximum example. That is why when you see IPOB organization, when I realized that I was wasted my time, that I could have lost my life under IPOB, I begin to get more angry when I remember that name called IPOB. Because of the fastness, because of the good job with the name SWAPO, after they have declared, after they have get recognition, after the declaration, they turn this name the name become automatically a political name, a party name, sorry. It becomes a party name. And they said, because of their good job, from the time of the election till today, this SWAPO, they are the party ruling in Namibia. They are the party ruling in Namibia. They also turn all the offices they have under this organization, they turn all of them to become what? Embassy. Do you know that if Ogenkere is not for his selfish and because of his greediness to stop the movement of Biafra to become a country, that our office in Maryland could have been our embassy. That was the intention of Alberto Obie, trying to rent that particular hall, that particular building you see there, to automatically, after our declaration, becomes our embassy, like people of Namibia. After the declaration, once they declared all their offices that they was using, that was rented, using in the name of in the name of SWAPO, all of them was turned automatically, becomes embassy in Namibia, in Angola, in Tanzania. These are the countries, the three countries they have been operating from. Like people of Biafra today, the United States of Biafra has registered embassy in Germany, and they put it under organization, which is how the law proved that what they should do. The same way you see embassy in America, and he said it's under organization. Yes, that is what international asked us to do, and that is how Namibia was using their own as an under organization. Once they make declaration and seek recognition, after the declaration, all these offices becomes official embassy. That is why all these our mission head offices, if you don't know. Also, Namibia use, when you ask of the name they use for all the offices, they use mission head. Sometimes I will begin to ask myself, does it mean that the government of the USB has read the history of Namibia very well to pick up some things that they are implementing or they are using to achieve this movement that we are into? I will say yes. And when I look at the legal aspect of it, yes, I go on say something.
With what you just said now, I said yes, because remember, our PM told us that he did an extensive research before he embarked on what he embarked on. And these were the results. And when Dr. Ngozi Orabreze, the national mother, always tells us that the template has not changed, this is it. This is that template that has not changed. Everything has been outlined according to the international law, how it will go, knowing that our PM also knows well about the law. There's something I want to chip in also.
Go on.
From what you have, the point you have raised in that of IPOB issue. My dear brother, I will say, do not regret anything. Everything has their own time and season. Like we said initially, when it comes to Africa, the law is different, but our generation is changing that. Why did I say so? Remember that Ambazonia did exactly what you read now. Exactly. They declared without arm. What happened? Cameroon came on top of them with France destroying them. Did UN do anything? No. That's why I said UN has to disappear. UN did not do anything. Ambazonia, in our first, when we went to Finland first, there was something, the address they read, telling us how they helped our leader to tell him, don't follow this way. Prepare your own army so that if they come to kill you, you kill them back, because also it's international law that you defend yourself. That was how our leader started thinking about ESN. You understand? So now these laws are international law. They are under the foot of UN people office. And none has been implemented in Africa. Like we used to ask them, does it mean that we are not human beings? But today, they have now realized that we are even more important than any of them. Because without us, no one will exist. Yes, I can proudly hit my head and say it. Your technology based in Africa, your know-how based in Africa. Now the African people know also the technology you denied us. There was a time during the 70s when you come here to study, because I have uncles, my mother's brothers that went to Canada, some European country, we never knew them until we go to secondary school, even finish school. They refused them to come back. They came to study engineer. They came to study these people that what's the name, that take the oil. Do you know that they refused them to come back to Nigeria? Why? That they came back, they will come back with the knowledge and develop their country. Not even knowing that Nigeria is a stupid country because of they are the Biafrans, they will not even take them. These my uncles wasted their time and they refused to marry from there. They want to come. In fact, some of them has to ask the families to look for wife, which didn't work well because they didn't know the people. They had problem when they arrived, like what is happening today, because it's not their choice. You understand? So these people internationally has done so much damage to Africans. They must apologize to us. It's a must. They must. The world has to do this because it's so painful. Whenever I go to this their law or hear somebody read about this their law and see what this their law has done to Africans, it's so painful.
The law was meant for them alone.
Yes.
When it comes to black people, they play a dump eyes and a dump ear. When it comes to our own case, but
because they are afraid to lose what they have with us. They are afraid to lose our resources. There's nothing. It's not like they don't know. That's why I said whenever I think about UN and corruption, I said Nigeria and France destroyed UN. That is my personal opinion. Okay, yes. Nigeria and France, I singled them out, destroyed UN. Our leader said, eat or go with Nigeria and come back in shame. Anybody that contacted Nigeria, you are gone for good. Just like Finland is finished. Because you don't tell me that stop wherever he is, that he is not regretting his life. But who lured him to do what he did? It was France.
This was France.
So that is it. That is it. So these laws, I thank God. I thank God for the AU voice that for the first time in our generation rose to tell them that they must treat Africans according to their own law as they treat their people. In fact, that law made all the whole meaning for me because African leaders, no matter the puppets they are, no matter the scary they are, now they come to realize their children are now teaching them how it should be. We are not known to be fearful, but because of they have soiled their hands, that is the fear that is on them. But when they see their children bringing these laws out, because they signed without even reading, that is the problem. They go to China, they sign anything, they give them biro, give them, they think signature is just to put there. They don't know you have to know what you go to sign, to know if you're going to say no or you're going to say yes. If you don't understand, the law said, bring it in your own language, let somebody interpret it, ask questions before you sign. They don't do that. When they go there, they go big man, president, they go there, they sign. And these people will be laughing at them. They sign against their people. They sign. So after all this stupidity, these mistakes they have done here and there, they don't know how to reverse it. But thank God for this generation. Their children are reversing it because we cannot continue like this. God bless the United States of Biafra. Continue, my brother.
Yes, so thank you. So in support of what you said, for me, that is why I also in my program, I said the three most the country that I heard so much in my life is see this people call France in the beginning. You see Britain. Now they have roped the hand of China into their corruption this time around. China has joined them because they are. Do you know why Donald Trump did not quickly send the military to invade Nigeria into Boko Haram areas? Do you know why? Because when they do vote inside them, Russia and Israel vote yes in that they are voting as the world power for them to go. Then France votes no. Britain votes no. Then China votes no. This is why Donald Trump did not rush to take that action, because those are supposed to back him back out. That is why Donald Trump is hitting on the UN. I said it in my program that UN must be dissolved. That concern of the UN must call to amendment if that law will exist again, because the law is killing people. The law is not serving people. How could you into one law? You told us that your law have a crash of head. One law that you are one body. Introduce a law that have crash. That the crash is that under territorial integrity. that they should not do this one. Then under self-determination, that people should do this. But whatever they see, they should take it, because once it happens to the present country that you are fighting for, the integrity is being touched. So once they want to protect their so-called territorial integrity, that they should remain silent. Imagine in one law and in one organization have two crash, one law that is hitting each other. Instead of you to come down to say no, even they said there is nothing like self-determination. Then if you are it, you are whatever you see, take it. Instead of people will be doing and be hurting, hoping that your law will guide them. But this your law always guide when it's coming to white people. Look at what happened in Austria. You see how they rush in there. Look at what happened when it happened to between Russia and Ukraine.
And Ukraine. And Ukraine.
Yes,
now, exactly, my brother.
Go on.
So, like what you raised, Ukraine and Russia, they have been doing this. There is always a time to rise and fall in this life, and their time to fall is now, and they are falling. The people, their own people, has come to realize their lies, how they have deceived them. I tell you, in Europe, all the questions they're asking politicians, no one they are answering. Now their people has realized also that the only thing they see on their televisions are what favor the government, not what the voice of the people. Because the people are seriously talking this time, but the national televisions are not talking about the voice of the people. So the people have started asking a lot of questions and telling their government to answer those questions. They are not answering it. Well, you see how they think they have masterminds on how to manipulate, because everywhere they put this law, my dear brother, is always contradicting, and they know what they are doing.
Yes.
It doesn't go their way, it wavers, and it will not have any result. If it goes their ways, it goes straight and it becomes a law. But God, you cannot cheat God for. You cannot cheat a person that is alive. In fact, a person, you can't cheat that person forever. The cause of this our movement, the cause of this our independence has already woken many things in the spirit. I'm telling you.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of light in the
something
spirit.
must lead to something. This our freedom
Yes.
has led to many truths to come out.
A lot of truth has come out, and people are asking questions that nobody is able to answer. The players, you see it. So our people, what we are doing is right. Like what you just, anytime you talk about Namibia, I'm happy, because I listened to the very first interview of the very present president, the same woman we are talking about now.
Yes.
When she said they called her terrorists, just like they are calling Dr. Ngozi Arabeze. Who will go there now to call her?
South Africa was calling her terrorist, she was in Tanzania as soon as she take as in exile. Then when
Exactly.
is that Tanzania government cannot be able to hold her again, she run to Angola.
This is history.
Maazị ọkwaso ada dị ọra mma kpọga Dr. Ngozi Arabeze tọrọ ndị ise, nwekwa onye kpọga ya tọrọ ndị ise, ọkwaso ada dị ọra.
Yeah, but one person must be that voice. That they have called her terrorists, and there is nobody in the history that our brother read that they didn't call them terrorists. I tell you, they called Mazi Nnamdi Kanu terrorists. They called Simon Ekpa. It was not Adada Rama that called them. I know, my dear brother, I understood you. But the point I'm making is that.
And then my mere ka ada dị ọra ma because of ego ọ na-enweta, ọ na-ese ndịrị oge chukwu nwa ya, ọ na-enweta ezi ya ezi.
The woman ji agrima. Iwe n'ọnụma n'obi ofu bụ that iwe n'ọnụma n'obi ofu. I don't want to go to her own story.
Iwepụta picture ebe ahụ ọ na-ebe akwa na ayụ ya ayịyọ. Chai, that thing destroyed that woman to any length.
Completely.
That destroyed.
And so, which was the truth. Continue. And continue.
Yes. Now, however, upon independence, the Republic of Namibia was established as legal state under international law. As they are moving, they registered it. Today, everything about United States of Biafra government has been registered in America 100% today. Everything, any movement, any action they are taking it as somebody that is into legal, not illegal way. That is why the government can beat up the shares and be doing something. Now, listen. SWAPO transformed from liberation movement into a political party. You know, there was a time I told us that here that if this name IPOB did not bring pain and sorrow to us, that we can use it as a party name in Biafra land. Somebody can use Bridge as a party name in Biafra land. And it does not stop also because we that understand the meaning of Biafra government Bridge in Exile, we can see it because it's a popular name that brought us declaration. If somebody like me tomorrow see anybody who uses Bridge as a party name in Biafra land, I will vote because I know that from that is where we move out to make a declaration that give us Biafra. That is what people of Namibia did. They transformed their liberation movement into the name, that's name, they transfer it into political party name that won the first democracy election in Namibia. And our people, you are there, they're deceiving you, you are paying money without checking, without understanding. I am bringing it to you. I want to pause you here and remind you countries in the world that women make declaration for you to know. Brazil, 1822, September 2nd was being declared by a woman. Israel, 1948, on May 14, was being declared by a woman. Congo, 1962, December 2nd, was being declared by a woman. Ghana, 1900, was being declared by a woman. South Africa, 1963, was being declared by a woman. Belarus, that got their independence from Russia, was declared by a woman 2020 of yesterday. What of Madagascar? A woman. What of Namibia? This woman you see today started this movement from 1962 to 1990, when she will be able to declare Namibia as a country. And please, what of Sao Tome and the Principe? What of India? India in 1907 in Germany was declared by a woman before Maghandi take over. What of Algeria? 1954 to 1962. These are countries, they are 12 that a woman declared in the world. And the history has counted that Dr. Ngozi Arabeze, another woman, has made a declaration of a new country that her own is running very fast, more than any other group that has what they have achieved under their 1 year of the declaration. And we are asking questions. What is he doing? See, your name calling is making her popular. People to know who she is. They will type. And I ask you, Chika Merike, your name is in the Google map. Your name is in the archive. Your name is in the World Index book. Your name is in the Guinness Book of the History. Your name is not there. But in all these places I mentioned, Dr. Ngozi Arabeze's name is there already as a woman that make modern declaration of a new country. You cannot change the history because people are not hearing you, unless they have to interpret what you are saying. So you are just what you are doing. That is what we are doing. And the other way around, nobody has time for it. You are just doing yourself more hand than good. Now, go back to Namibia. The international community began to recognize Namibia government, not the party, SWAPO. Nobody used it to recognize them. They recognize what? The government of Namibia as a country, as the official authority after the declaration. Number two, immediate international recognition. The transition happened very quickly because the independence process was supervised by the United Nations under 43 revolution of the UN Charter. Recognizing was almost automatic because of what? They first of all dropped armed struggle under 6 months before going into their declaration. So it draws the attention of UN. This is who has adopted this Article 2 in bracket 4 of the new UN Charter. Let us support them to prove an example. To showcase that once you drop and struggle, that's within some months that the UN can come in to sort your problem out. But we know that when it's come to the Biafran people, because of the money Nigerian government is making from oil in Biafra and giving to them, they will not come very quick. But had I know, we chop all of them at last, because we have taken our country by ourselves. It's being taken. It's not being given. It's not being given. UN membership, Namibia becomes the 160th members of the UN nation on April 23, 1990. You see, as everything is happening very quick because of what? No more armed struggle. Six months before going into the declaration. Just 1 month after the declaration of the independence, they got the recognition. Diplomatic mission countries that previously support them, supported by SWAPO, like country like Soviet Union and the world, Zambia, these and the Cuba, these are countries that quickly grants recognition to people of Namibia. The same Cuba that also grant recognition to South Africa. This Cuba was first country that grant recognition to South Africa when a woman declared the independence. Immediately, they immediately converted their party-to-party office into official state of what? Embassy. In all the states in Africa, in the world, Namibia have a party. They have office of the SWAPO. After the declaration, they convert all of them to become embassy without even getting recognition under that 1 month. They declare all of them embassy in any country they are. What happened? Waiting for recognition, countries that has not been recognizing SWAPO during their civil war, during this, immediately recognize them, recognize the Republic of Namibia because of its new democracy constitution, which is the Biafra government has adopted that. That is why you can see our law in Amazon. Do they created a charter? The answer is no. They present their full law. They present their full law that controls Namibia as a country. And what happened? The world looked at it and said, yes, they are doing well. It's also part of the thing that triggers the recognition as a sovereign state. They did not wait until the recognition went to the Namibia country or their territory or in their land before they adopted their law. No. Their law was even there before the declaration. 6 months, they already put their law down before going to declaration of their new country. That is why you have our own. After our declaration, our government registered our constitution in Amazon, whether I like it or not. These are the progress of this government, and you are asking for money. Do they use your piece, your blood, your head, your eyes, your nose to spend to register it? Do you know how much it takes to register it in Amazon to be there? Is it free? I'm asking those who are making noise social media that they do not understand. Now look at it. For future, pre-independence, once they have in mind that they want to have a new country, 1960 to 1989, then post-independence finally declared, they are no longer in the name of they're no longer in the name of the SWAPO. They are no longer there. They have moved and do their official word declaration. Now, primary entity. The primary entity is what? Republic of Namibia Declaration. That is the primary entity that they use. Then UN status, permanent observers, UN, fully members. They become the member of the UN on March 23, 1990. The people of Namibia. International goal: end South Africa occupation. That is what we want to end. Also, the Biafran people, to end Nigeria being in our territory. economy development, region diplomacy. They move on and do something. Legal authority, council for the Namibians or for UN. The nation constitution. Do you hear it? This is how Namibia went ahead to achieve their country. Why SWAPO remain the domestic political force and has government, has governed by the Namibia since their independence. This SWAPO becomes a party name that always winning election in Namibia. And you are there, remain and answering. You are I am from Bridgie. Is Bridgie until we are there, until we get our land 80%. I am sorry for you, because nothing like that has happened in the past. No country, even those who try to have it like Kosovo, nobody has recognized them in the international global community. They are not members of the UN, but people that did not even get 1%, America, Israel, and the others, and even Palestine. Today they are a country. They are all somehow part of the UN members. What are you thinking? From where are you getting what you used to stay in Bridge? Going to see the CRC is just like a case. That is no. That's why I don't even get in time for that, because they are nothing. They are being sponsored by Nigeria. The same way in this Namibia, South Africa sponsored CIS group to said no, to continue to fight against this woman. And in this CIS group, they are the one who called this lady that's our president of Namibia today terrorist. They are the one who call her all manner of names. Does it stop her from achieving Namibia to be a country? No. That is why we must learn from the history. Mas Humble Lion, this is what I have to represent to Biafran people in this second section of this our program. So if we leave the link, if anybody wants to come in, my people coming to talk their mind. That is what we are here to do. Thank you so much. My DJ, I greet you.
Ozzy, thank you so much. You are really doing a great job. One minute. The eye opening is not here. I will go very here. Go be a zen or today. Over any fairy cover. Over any coffee fairy. Imon a can always shameless man. But this one, Variana. It's in the Corgadia.
Oh, yeah, nke nwaanyị la bori otela la video call. Eva nke oye jekwu geri. Ya biakwa na ana meshi. Ya bia. Do we have anybody in the house, or should we move on?
Move on.
Okay. Now, let us leave Algeria for tomorrow or any other time. Let us go into, for those who are asking that, you never get your land 80% and you claim you're a sovereign state, or you are a country. Let us know if in the eyes of having a new country, if there's anything under international law prove that you must get your land 100%, 80%, 50% before you become a sovereign state. For those you claim you're a sovereign state, but the Nigerian military is in your territory. You are not covered to control your territory, and you're claiming you're a sovereign state. Let us play this one for Namibian people.
Yes, can go brief something. Hello?
Go on.
Before you get at the next section, because based on what you just finished teaching now, that is the reason why Palestinian is finding it difficult to become a nation. Because see her no even families in the Israel. So here be jihad to become a complete nation, because had armed struggle and with hatred even and terrorism. So I can't add. So in the name of Palestinian, this is what is holding them. Until in the international world, no matter how France and Europe during her name confusion, I'm a nation. Macron on you. Go on.
Exactly. Early now. What?
Look at this.
Early.
I'm an Ocean Master.
Yeah.
Ocean, go ahead. Ocean, go ahead.
I greet you, Mazi Humble Lion, the lion himself. Onyembosizi. I salute you
and I greet your family. Season greetings. Yeah, man. I think you, Mazi Chino, Biafra TV.
I salute you, my
Greetings
man.
to you this morning.
Thank you so much.
May God continue to strengthen you with more wisdom, more courage to do your research and bring them to limelight. Mwada Ije Minister, good morning to you, Iziwada. When we talk of Father, you are among the other Biafrans, Ije Mono. Abia ka na-alụ ka nwaanyị azụlụ ka nwaanyị Igbo si ekwu okwu. Ọ na-adaba. Thank you, my sister, and God bless you. Greetings to you, all Biafran, season greetings, lovers of freedom, equity, justice, and friends of Biafra. I greet everyone, those in comment sections. I greet you all. Thank you for bringing in this topic this morning. Mazi, Humble Lion, and Chino. Thank you. Yesterday, submission, Mazi Chino, it was so awesome that I strongly believe, and I still said it yesterday in two other channels, that guy, William, from IPOB Nigeria, or fall back, fall deep, and Ogenkere, he will never remain the same after that argument and submission of yesterday. Not only him, his lives as well will never remain the same, because the truth will continue to push, torment them until they get to the final bus stop, which is joining the truth or fall out completely. You see, these people, there's a way they reason. Maybe because of emotional, maybe because of somebody, because I'm here, because somebody else is here. Just like now, I met one of them. One of them is at the airport now, as I'm talking to you, with a round cap, IPOB written on it. A very old man. If you look at the way he's talking, the way he's doing something, the way his movement, it's just the same way, the same direction, those people, because if you see them, by their movement, you know them. By their utterances, you know them already. That is, by the way, we come to that later. You see, the issue of UN, Mazi, you know, the issue of UN, United Nations of today is very, very political, unlike in those days. UN today is UN of interest. Not even interest of the United Nations itself, interest of those that take UN as their own property. That is why when you look at when Kofi Annan was there as Secretary of the United Nations, he was one of the best UN have ever produced. But he couldn't do much that he desired to do, he wants to do, because of the politics that is in there, United Nations. France and Britain, including America, but America is somehow, because America can do some, to some certain level, America want to do something right. But you see France, you see Britain, they are the devil in the UN. They are the devil that is tormenting the world as well. It's so unfortunate that in this 25th century, that some countries are still taking order, especially the African country, taking order instructions from these two nations called France and Britain. They allow themselves, the old leaders from Africa and some part of Asia, are allowing themselves to be manipulated by these people, just like that of Nigeria. You know, after how many hundreds of years Britain colonized Nigeria, Nigeria had no connection with France. Tell me, what is France doing in Nigeria today? To the extent of establishing
they want to manage.
base.
They want to bring new face. That's why they are bringing France as the new face.
Yes. You see, to the extent of them having base in the northern part of Nigeria, France. What does that tell you? There are more politics than that, than what I can see. Nigeria and its entirety have become a property of France and Britain. If this one play, eat, just like dog. When this one eat, they think he's very full and his brother is getting hungry, they pass the ration to the brother. Go and eat fast and return it to me. That is what they are trying to do now. You see, remember that even you have been in United Nations, I hope you remember that you said when you want to speak, everybody just left.
They all walk away. Yes.
Yes, they all walk away. Because of the politics that is behind that. Because of the interest. And what are that interest? Interest is not me and you, not the citizens. The interest is the gold, the black gold, all the resources that they are getting from that region. That is why. And somebody said because we have not gotten into armed struggle, then. Now we had a liberation army, ESM and liberation army that did the armed struggle. Then before we declared our nation. What did UN do? Even when they see, because they are aware that we had referendums, online referendum, and they see how clean and clear journey it was. If it was to be UN when it was formed, they would have quickly intervened to know what is going on. At least ask one or two questions. But that doesn't happen today. Why? Because of this big interest of the West towards the black nation. So UN are aware of what is going on. They know too well, but they don't want to intervene. But just like you said, what we force them, we push them to come out. And I love what the president of US, Trump, is trying to do. I hope he will have that courage, no matter the obstacles. I hope he will have that courage to do what is right. Reform that UN. Reform it. You see, if you remember during the time of Ugovich of Venezuela, there was a very big battle that went on, even to Cuba, Fidel Castro then. Russia was backing them, that was trying to force this reform into United Nations so that so many nations will get mouth. So many nations will have stand in UN, but they keep playing it down. This host of France, America, and Britain keep playing the host. I hope that Trump, from his genuine heart, will succeed at this time, so that every man will govern his territory by himself, and UN will remain liberal as United Nations, not United Nations of France or Britain that is ruling the world on bondage. Mazi Chinua, Humble Lion, I will still come back because right now I'm kind of on the move. So I'll be listening, and if time permits me, I will come back. Thank you, dear friends. Thank you, and God bless us.
Thank you. Humble Lion, are you there? Humble Lion. Okay, we continue until he joins us. Yes, let us go into, like what I said, the question that always raging on every platform this time around. Hey, you claim sovereignty, and Nigeria is still in your territory. You never control your border. You not control your land. Even in your 40 states, Nigeria is there, and you're claiming sovereignty. It's not like that. It's not what you think, and it's not how you see it.
Sorry, my brother. Sorry. You see, those people that say that thing, those people that are using that word, I think they lack knowledge of how the world governs. Not even America have all its territorial integrity at their palm. Not even United States of America, not even Canada, not even Britain here, not even France here. Not all of them that has power. You look at in America, where Mexicans are still playing their role. You know what the role Mexicans are playing in getting the border, going through the border every now and then. Look at France, how they are crossing their border. Canada is not other safe. Australia too. Look, okay, talk about Nigeria. Nigeria is it not part of the United Nations? Nigeria is not a nation. But look at Nigeria. Boronu, Maiduguri have been completely taken away. I hope you are aware of that.
Yeah.
As we are talking today, let every Nigeria go and research. Castina is no more Castina, where the former president come from. Go and make your research, please. Zamfara is already gone. Who are occupying those places? Go to Benue State. Out of Plateau, is that Plateau or Benue? No, which of these northern states? Out of 31 states, 21 states is in the hand of Fulani invaders from Fitajalon. Go and make the research. 31 local government, out of 31 local government, 21 is in the hand of Fulani terrorists from Fitajalon. Is Nigeria not a country? In Benue State, how many local governments are in the hand of the terrorists today? They can't go to their way again. In Plateau State, the same. We are not talking about Sokoto, and East now. Look at Niger State, where the Bandira come from. Niger State, how many local governments is Niger State controlling now? And Niger State have a very big land mass. Go to the west, Ogun State, their forest is almost surrounded. Where Obasanjo come from? Go to Ekiti State, you see what is happening. We are not talking about Kwara that is long ago. Is it not in Nigeria? Is it Nigeria? Is it not a country?
Yeah.
So all these people that are talking those tribes, they lack knowledge of what is going on. Thank you. Continue as God bless us. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes. So the area we are going right now is the area of hey, you claim sovereignty. Hey, like our brother said, let us play because of my time. I have not less than more 20 minutes, so let us play this. So there is two ways of a new country. If you are into armed struggle before, or you are using armed struggle to get to your land, and when you are going under civil, in the way we are going to legal, there is what they told us to do and how it works. Let us listen.
To answer your question clearly, we have to look at the difference between military control and political recognition. There are two major facts to clarify regarding your 20% or 50% numbers. 1. Military control, the 20% factor. SWAPO never physically controlled 50% of the territory before independence. In fact, throughout the war, 1966 to 1989, the South African Defence Force, SADF, maintained military control over almost all of Namibia's towns and infrastructure. SWAPO's presence, SWAPO's military wing plan, operated primarily in the northern regions near the Angolan border. While they could move freely in some rural areas and had semi-liberated zones, they did not hold territory in a way that pushed the South African government out of 20% or 50% of the land. The stalemate. By 1988, the war was a military stalemate. South Africa could not destroy SWAPO, and SWAPO could not defeat the South African army. The control was not won on the battlefield, it was won at the negotiating table. 2. Political recognition, the 50% factor. The 50% figure is more accurate when talking about elections and international status. International recognition. SWAPO received recognition from the UN as the sole and authentic representative of Namibia in 1973, long before they controlled any territory. They used the name SWAPO to lobby the world for decades. The election threshold. In the 1989 UN-supervised elections, the final step before independence, SWAPO won 57% of the vote. The name change. It was only after they reached this 57% majority and declared independence on March 21, 1990, that they stopped using SWAPO as the name for the country's representative and started using the Republic of Namibia. Summary table. Goal. Did they reach 20% or 50%? When? Physical land control. No. They never held 50% of the land militarily. They gained 100% control only after the 1990 treaty. Voter support. Yes, over 50%. They won 57% of the vote in 1989. November 1989. International recognition. Yes, recognized by the UN as the sole representative. 1973. As SWAPO. 1990. As Namibia. Would you like to know more about the 1989 elections, or how the UN helped SWAPO transition from a movement into a government?
This is a quick one, and it's very short because I like the as they give it very short. This is Namibia, as in question everything about Namibia. I know why I channel to Namibia. Let me know if there is when we are making a mistake, or do you know that if you are listening to this about Namibia, there's nothing difference between what we are doing and what they did in the past. Nothing difference. Now, and I begin to believe when Obatobia said that he made a lot of researches that he's going to use multiple dimensions of all his research, of all his research to achieve United of Biafra organization to become a country. They told us here, pop and plain, that even in the military regime of Namibia, they did not control 1% of their territory. For those who think that we will use to control our border, to chase Nigeria, it's not possible. What is the control? The control they have, they said, is under negotiation table. That when they try, they find out that Namibia military cannot defeat South Africa military. South Africa military cannot defeat Namibia military. They now go into negotiation after how many years of fighting? After how many years of trying to use, if they can use military to achieve it fast, it could not happen until they drop armed struggle, make declaration. After 1 month of the declaration, they got their first international recognition from Cuba, another country in the world. That is why you will know what you need to know, that nothing like armed struggle to achieve a new country. There is no automatically ticket. And they also told us here in the settlement, the political recognition of Namibia, there is nothing like controlling 1% or 50% or 20 or 80 or 100% before they get their international recognition. Before they even become the member of the UN, they have never controlled 1%. Because it's under 1 month, they declare, drop the name SWOP, and use the name Republic of Namibia and achieve the recognition, they could be able to get recognition. Is it under this 1 month that Namibia take fully control of their territory before the world will see them as a sovereign state? Our people, where are you getting your information? Where are you getting what we are discussing on social media? Asking, you declared the USB, but you are not a sovereign state. You did not protect your border. If they said no, that it does not matter. What matters is effective government. What matters is the effective government that can be able to sign to this agreement, that the world will look at them, find out how peaceful they are, controlling their citizens, and how the citizens are moving with them is what is important. When they told you to go and get your ID card, and you are waiting, you are asking for a woto. I've had it here. Namibia did not control 1% of their border. When they made the declaration in Angola, under 1 month, they got that recognition. There is nothing like in the international law getting 50, 80, 100, 1,000 control of your border before you can be able to become a sovereign state. Out of declaration automatically makes you a sovereign state that's going to seek for international recognition. These are the criteria. And they said long before control of their territory. They use the name SWAPO, try to. When they never made declaration, nobody answered them. When Namibia did not make official declaration in 1990, they tried to use that name SWOP to lobby, but the world says no. Which one is the organization? How can you use the organization to come to where country are talking? Nobody, until they said 1973. The first person who took the movement of Namibia tried to use it to, they said, no, like this scenario of Ogenkere with a bridge. Try to get recognition. It can never happen. And it did not happen in the past, not in this present. And I want us to know one thing. We, the Biafran people, our own country will not be the first, and it's not going to be the last. The more the days are coming, more country will trigger out to come. So far, they have given a law that you can go into once, gather your people, educate them. Once you make a declaration, go into political, legal, and every other things that can give you a new country without woto, that they did not value it anymore. In the vote of Namibia, on their own, that they want to become a country, that is the vote to talk about. They got 57 votes for them to become a country called Namibia. The same way Obato be voted, control the vote in social media, in our own eyes, when they adopted the name United States of Biafra. Is it not true? Is it not the truth? And what is your problem? That's what they're telling us here. There is nothing like, even on March 21st, 1990, there is nothing like Namibia having their territory 80% control, 20%, 10% control, or 1%. They said no. They said goal. Did they reach 20% or asigi when? Namibia 20% control of their border. After 1 month of the declaration, they achieved their international recognition. It now says physical land control, no 1%, no 50%. Even in their military time, they did not take any control of their border. Nothing like that happened in their own time. But for the people, are they hopefully of their country? They said yes. They granted 100% control of their citizens to believe that Namibia will become a country in the nearest future. In 1990, the treaties happened. They voted for their name. 57 people voted for Namibia to become a sovereign state. In 1989 is when they voted that let them go into declaration. Pushie Didobatobi online voted that we are going to use even declaration, that the document that bears USB that we're going to use, that all this narration, all this document will be donated for us to become a sovereign state. And I also adopted the name United States of Biafra. These people did not vote. On that vote, over 80 and some people voted, because in the cabinet member of a bridge, over 100 and was there doing nothing. Only gossip is what they're capable of being doing without contributing anything. As you go 419, has he for one day contributed, make a suggestion to this government, except coming to meet now and fold his hand? It's not what we are seeing in social media from go 247. It's not what we are seeing. So people make on social media. You have a meeting, but he cannot contribute. He cannot put suggestion. He can't bring money. Are you not a Western product inside that meeting? That you are claiming I'm carrying. If I told what another goes to Arabese, thunder fire you are what you know. Bring it out. We're waiting for you. I ask you 5 questions, and I challenge you to come out. Come and face me. I am here for you, go 247. The only saga I want to saga is to go 247 when you come outside. That is the only saga I'm waiting for until I see him. But if I did not see him, even if I will saga go 247, I must continue using 2 hours for my exposition and using 30 minutes for go 247, because go 247 does not worth my time, because of I am a proud United States of Biafra citizen, whether I like it or not. Mass Humble Lion, this is what I have today for Biafran people. Next time, we will continue from Algeria because I have something to do by 10 minutes after 2, and here is ready 1:55. So my people, I want to thank you, and also allow people to talk before we go. Thank you so much. This is all I have for today.
Dewo Maazị Chukwu gozie gị, Chukwu gozie gị. I mere nke ọma. Asị m ihe dịka ga-akọkwala Biafra. Ihe dịka ga-akọkwala anyị, believe me. Ọ gwụla sọ onye nwere brain ma ịdị ọnụ ọma ịrụga. Because this useless man a na-akpọ Ugo 247 na that boy a na-akpọ Chuk Survival. All those people, very useless people. Maso him Biafrans hope on those people. Mmiri gara iri anyị, but Chineke mere ihe o jiri dị ebube. Bewepụta mmadụ dịka anyị bịa kwuru na gọọmenti a with everything anyị nwere. Ana m achukwu karị ma ọ ga-agba anyị ume. Rọpụta ihe nke anyị ga-eji na-echebe onwe anyị, ihe nke anyị ga-eji na-epreach this message. Minista, ị ka dị available ikwuru Biafrans this summit. Ugbu a Biafran TV ka na ya.
Biafra, thank you so much. God bless you. Umife, we are light and we continue to be light. The truth is out there, and this is the moment of the truth. Stand on the truth and you'll be joyful for it. It's New Year, new beginning. Not only a new year for the United States of Biafra citizens, for me, it's a new season. So let us continue to enjoy our new season. May God bless the United States of Biafra government, led by Dr. Ngozi Orabeze and her cabinet. May God bless all of us. He say, my humble lion, I dog my cap for you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you.
So, Maz Humble Lion, in my conclusion, let everybody know the truth. This truth will come at last, and the liars will cry, had I know. Stop doing yourself more harm than good. Listen to the bitter truth that will change your life. It's only one government. It's only one country, which is United States of Biafra. Under right now, under the leadership of Ngozi Orabeze, are doing all this for you. My message to you who want to see military action, please use your hand on your own, in your name, to go and do that military work by yourself. Use your, go and do it. Let it be the only thing you know that Mazan cannot say. If you know what you can do to bring Biafra, go and do it for 1 week. Let us see the action. Na try gana pota no kweje isi ebo ga onu agbajega anya ga apia poge na azo na lo sewa no na like. The people that understand the movement that we are into, that we are into a country that are seeking recognition like Namibia that will reach their own. I have proved it to you today that Namibia did not get any 1% of control of their territory before they become a sovereign state. Once they make their declaration, they hold on it until the declaration comes. And their own come very quickly because of what? They drop arm 6 months before the declaration of Namibia state country by a woman. Today, Namibia is one of the best countries in Africa. So Ngozi Orabeze is not the first woman that made a declaration of a new country. I give it to you back to refresh your memory. Brazil, 1982, Israel, 1948, Congo, 1960, Ghana, 1900, South Africa, 1963, Brazzaville that got their own from Russia, 2020, Madagascar, 1920, Namibia, 1962 to 1990, Sao Tome of the Principe is there. India, 1907, Algeria, 1954 to 1962. Biafra government in exile by University of Biafra, Ngozi Orabeze, 2024, November 9. That is the history of our own in the World Guinness Book. Nobody will change it. Calling her Ngozarabo Fulani, Ngozarabo this, Ngozarabo, it does not change it. Because the woman who is today as the president of Namibia in the past has been called all those names. The world are watching you, know that you are a puppet. They control you like toys. They see like a rebel. They see like a loyalist to those who never want their people to have a freedom of their own. And what it is. So on this junction, the government is doing well. We are going home. The happiness is overwhelming. Please, my people, celebrate your Christmas and wait for New Year. That's the New Year of the new recognition of the United of Biafra to go carry my Thank you, Masambo Lion. I greet you.
Maso hin nso anyị ga-arị ịṅụ Fanta with biscuit. Maso hin nso anyị ga-arị ịṅụ Fanta with biscuit. Fanta na biscuit ime ọ na-atọ ezigbo ụtọ. Ama m ite esekwala ya before.
And ịma nọ ihe na ndị ọgbanje ha ejeburu onwe ha. Yes, now. Ndị onye ọgbanje ejebere onwe ya, anyị anaghịrị onwe anyị. Yes, sir. Mas, thank you so much. Thank you.
Ụmụ Biafra, ana m asị Chukwu gozie unu ndị wepụtara taịm ha bịa nọnyere anyị today. Ana m ekele afọ mụrụ Biafra, Mommy Humble Lion. Nne m Chukwu gozie gị. I love you with all my heart. Ụmụnne m biko account number ka nọkwa here biko and unu na-aga tụrụ vidio a ndị ga-wọchị ma emechaa onye nwere ihe o nwere ike itinye ọnụ ọbụla inyere ọ ga-eme ya appreciate Biafra TV ọ ga-eme ya appreciate so that ka o were gote ihe o ji arụ ọrụ a ọ nidiri even masị ọhịa Olugbo na just nọ pịawa m azụ believe me m ga-adị surprise ya but mmụọ ga-emeri ya n'aha Chukwu Okabịam. Ise. Maazị, thank you so much. I know with all my heart. Much appreciate. Ekene m unu. Have a great day. I love you all. Ka emesịa nụ.